Coffee in Tow is an interactive world news podcast, a dynamic and engaging live show that streams across multiple internet radio stations worldwide. This podcast brings you real time news updates, in depth analysis, and interactive discussions on global events, making you a part of the conversation no matter where you are. With a diverse range of expert guests and listener participation, it's your go to source for staying informed and connected to the world. Coffee in Tow is brought to you in part by Lormel Skin Food. Log on to lormelskinfood.com. Discover the range of natural skincare solutions. Indulge in the radiance of natural and organic beauty with the best natural and organic soap bars, whipped soaps, body butters, and oils. All 100% natural products. Lormel Skin Food for a natural, beautiful you. The world's best coffee from our farms to your cup. It's Grand Coffee House. Happy Tuesday. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day so far. Time for us to go ahead and get started. It's Tuesday, May 20, 29 minutes before the top of the hour, and we're still in the year 2025. Yeah. I don't know this year so far. These past few months? January, February, March, April, May. These past 4 months feel like 4 years, 40 years. I don't know. I say thank you for joining me for Coffee in Tow, World News on the Go. 4 hours filled with news from around the world. Always great conversation and music. Coffee in Tow streams live weekdays starting at 9 a.m. to 1 Eastern. And we invite you to listen on QMZRadio.com for quality music while you work or play. JanoRadio.com, your non-stop party vibe station, and MadMusicHouse.com for any genre, anytime. We go live on TikTok starting at 9:15 a.m. Eastern, and we are live on YouTube starting at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. If you have not yet subscribed to the Coffee and Tow YouTube channel, I invite you to do so. That way you're able to keep abreast of past episodes, catch up on, the stories that you may have missed, share with your friends and family, and also invite you to subscribe on TikTok, because eventually we're shifting to a subscriber-only space, and that is for my peace. Thank you. Coffee and Tow comes to you courtesy of LormelSkinFood.com. Come on over to Lormel Skin Food, LAURMEL, LormelSkinFood.com for a natural, beautiful you. Also brought to you in part by Grand Coffee House. Enjoy 20% off all your coffee products when you shop today on grandcoffeehouse.com at checkout. Use the code COFFEEINTO20. We are supporting businesses that are growing. We got to change up the verbiage, right? I don't know. Why do we call them small businesses? No, they're not small businesses. They are growing businesses. I need to find another word to use instead of small businesses. But thank you once again to everybody here with me on internet radio, on YouTube, on TikTok. Appreciate all of you. Let me go ahead and do a quick check-in with everyone, see how everyone is doing. Then we'll go ahead and get started. Rosolo, how you doing? How are ya?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm good, thank you.
How's your back feeling?
It hurts.
Have you used a warm compress, rubbed
Yeah,
anything on it, taken any painkillers?
everything.
What
It's
have
a
you done?
flow.
Hmm?
I have. I'm not gonna take I'm not gonna take painkillers. You know that. You know me and you. But I did do the wrong compress. It started on the flight yesterday, and then last night I was up trying to figure out, this weekend and flights and stuff, and I'm just aggravated right now. So my back hurts and I'm aggravated and I'm near tears. And good morning, everyone. Um, but yeah, it's Tuesday.
It is
So happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, everyone.
Tuesday. Happy
And it's still
Tuesday.
May. Still May. So, I'm still celebrating.
It's still May. Yes,
I
definitely.
walked into a total crap show at work. So, if we have one
So
more
you're in the
storm,
office today?
no, I'm actually, they allowed me to stay because of
Okay.
my back. So, as I told you, you know what's happening Friday, and it's like soon it will be mandatory overtime. And it's just crazy. I mean, I get it, storms and trees falling, and
Yeah,
every week there's a storm somewhere, and I get what we do. I do, and I enjoy it. But I just didn't expect it for this weekend. So I just talked to my manager too, so nothing's changed. So it's just not.
it is
But
what it
yeah.
is.
It is what it is.
It is
All
what
right.
it
So happy Tuesday, everyone.
is.
Y'all enjoy your day. How we live. You look beautiful. I like your hair, curls.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dr. Leslie, Zabet, blessings, morning blessings to you, beautiful ladies, and to everyone
Morning. Lamb want
listening
to know
in.
why you're paying compliments to other women.
Tell them I'm paying compliments to other women. You need to worry when I'm paying compliments to other men.
This is true. Lamb is very confused right now. Lamb is identifying as they, them,
Yes,
they, other.
yes. Tell them, has Lamb been to Atlanta lately or something? Lamb looked like he came to Atlanta lately. I got a little confused.
Let me go and baptize. Let me go and baptize my lamb. Good
Bless
morning,
me,
honey.
baptize me. Oh, sorry, that's not the right song.
Bless
That's not
me,
the right baptism.
baptize me.
That's not the right baptism. Sorry. Oh, I
Raw.
digress.
Raw.
It comes out of me.
No, wait. This will sing that one there again. Skilly Bay. Skilly
Baptize
Bay.
me. Yes.
Skilly Bay.
I'm trying to think. Yes.
Baptize me.
Baptize me.
Baptize me.
With Stephanie
That's not the right.
Brown. That's one.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's one.
Bless me, baptize me.
Baptize you.
Lord have
8.
mercy.
Okay, I'm done.
Hallelujah.
Yes. Well,
Hallelujah.
tell Lamb. No, Lamb is still my number one. Lamb is still my number one because I have
I,
no other.
I go let I
No.
go let the little lamb know.
Thank you. Thank you. Love you, Dr. Leslie. Love you, John. Love you, Mom.
Love you too,
Love
honey. Take care.
everybody.
What did we end up with?
We try to get a little laugh out of it, right? That's the last few
What do you
updates,
mean?
right?
I mean, the fact that we're talking about the inanimate objects, like it's a whole person, it's so funny to
Lord
me.
have
Oh
mercy.
God, oh,
Whew. I'm living
mm, mm, mm.
vicariously through Lamb right about now. Let me say that. When I grow up, I want to be Lamb.
Rasta.
Lamb just throwing it in circles. Lamb not giving any care. Lamb just doing it. But by the way, as we're saying that, we're going to go over the new rules of TikTok starting today that many of us
Mm.
are
Mama,
not aware of.
I
Yeah.
can't take no more. Mama, you know I'm going through a lot. I can't take no more.
Well,
I
if
can't.
you thought we were skating on thin ice before, it's literally thinner now.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah.
Not
So,
from what I was going through and seeing on TikTok last
well,
night.
a lot of people are going
Nothing.
to get demonetized. Let me say that. A lot of us are at risk of being
Oh,
banned permanently if we don't change our tone, if we don't change
what?
our behavior. Yeah.
I don't
Um,
understand that.
yeah.
Are they doing like Clubhouse now?
I don't know what's going on over there in them streets.
No. That's how Clubhouse started to do some weird stuff. I don't even know what's
Well,
going on in Clubhouse.
Well,
everybody,
they needed it. Sorry.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
sorry. Oh
really
gosh, I
did.
said that loud. Sorry. Gosh, me
Oh,
mute.
that's fine.
everybody, it's becoming a little encaged, and I'm just gonna leave. Nobody, don't call it out. It's just feeling a little encaged over.
I don't know what that means, so it's a good
You know
thing.
the country,
Um, no.
and we can't.
He said,
And
and
even in the chat, and listen, folks, please be
okay.
careful what you put in the comments because it's not just what we're saying. If something that AI determines to be unsavory, which is everything. If there's anything put in the comment that speaks ill of someone, we're banned.
So you can't criticize anyone or anything. So why are we here?
That's what I want. To look at each other. Good morning, Riley. To look at each other and tell
Remember-
each other that we love each other, we care about each other.
We could do a trip. We could do a group. We could do a group call for that.
We can do a WhatsApp chat.
We could do WhatsApp for that.
Yeah, our Zoom. We can do that.
Yeah. Google Meet.
Or we can just create our own platform. How about that part? Here comes Phoenix
That's
Media
the whole
again.
thing.
Yeah.
But you
That's
see,
the whole
the
thing.
problem with Phoenix Media is one thing, but the platform that it's Phoenix Media is on is another. So it's not about creating a station or you can just speak
No.
Jamaican. Boy, Riley, them a program with
They understand
them
Jamaican.
a
They don't
understand
understand.
we know.
Mhm,
Because of it,
mhm.
I don't know if you were in the space the other day when I spoke about Siri. When I said, "Hey Siri," and Siri went, as if to say, "I'm bothering her." I almost called her out of her name. Yeah, I almost called her out of her name. I said, "Who you think you're talking to?"
Oh,
You know,
my
I
God.
almost went with, "You know me, but yeah, they're listening to us and they're catching on. They're catching on.
Wow, that's
And the thing
interesting.
about it too, Riley, I can't alienate, right? I can't say the space is all inclusive. We welcome everyone, regardless of your beliefs, whatever. We welcome everyone. Respectfully, if I go straight Jamaican, what I'm doing now is I am limiting the space to strictly Caribbean folks or folks who understand patois.
Well,
you
you
know?
might have to do that.
So
I don't know how to speak Jamaican. You don't learn fast.
So be mindful of what we put in the chat. By the way, let me do a quick check-in with Ja. Ja, how you doing? I know you're supposed to be home today. How you doing today? Ja?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Can you hear me?
Why you sound like
Can you hear me?
Why you sound like you're out the road?
Oh, I don't know. I just did my exercise, so maybe I'm still trying to catch my breath.
Okay. All right. Yes.
All is well. Good morning, everybody. Rosolo, alternate with ice and heat.
Okay.
That's coming from someone that, has those issues. MD Art, because I'm not saying names anymore since TikTok is trying to be all funny. I'm going to accept love. Whoever want to give it to me, I'm okay. Rosolo want to give me some love. Hi, Lamb. Moment.
It's Dr. Leslie, MD Art.
Ja, don't talk to my man. Don't talk
Exactly.
No, I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to.
I don't talk to your man. I don't bother your man. I use my normal voice for your man. Use your normal voice for my man. Please respect.
Gosh, baby. It's too early for this.
I did not throw the sexy on it.
Why?
I just exercised and I just got out the shower, so I'm still like,
Dr. Leslie, please have a conversation with Lamb. Lamb is not going to come to Coffee in Tow and cause problems. Lamb have the nerve to show him face.
Why? What's going on, ladies? Why?
I have to be quiet because Rosolo told me I can't speak to her. So I'll go on mute.
Listen, America is free. America is free. You have freedom of speech. Hi, Rosolo. How you doing?
Hi, Lam. I'm in pain, Lam, but thank you for checking on me.
You're welcome.
Wish you were here to rub my back.
I don't do hard labor, you know.
Lamb is a kept man. Okay.
I am a kept lamb. I'm a kept lamb.
Okay. Lamb don't do nothing. Lamb don't. No.
Exactly. As a kept lamb. Ja, how you doing? You in the shower?
That's all you heard.
All right, ladies.
We need the laugh because
I just want to.
I did. Thank you. I did.
I just want to show my face and give a side eye.
about to be
Can you imagine? My life has gotten to a place, Dr. MD moments, where my favorite man in the world is a lamb.
Oh gosh. Wait a minute. You're acting like that's a downgrade or something.
No, I'm
That's-
sorry. It's not.
That's
It's
a
not.
downgrade? That's how you
No.
treat him, eh? That's how you
No.
want it? That's
Okay.
how you want it? It's so you want it? It's so you want to do? Why,
I'm sorry,
why?
love.
Oh,
Just
Jesus.
I said, she a creepy, quiet, queen.
Yes,
She have
sir.
that cuss out by lamb.
Yeah, you don't want me to get you the sheep cuss. Babe.
Quick
Yeah,
question.
lamb skin is very soft.
Quick question. Before I forget. Since we have Dr. Leslie, Dr. Leslie available with us right now before she gets busy. Dr. Leslie, I needed to tell me, when did we get an update regarding the stages of cancer? Because I thought it only right now I don't even know what the limit is anymore, because I get to understand that we now have stage 9.
Stage 9. Yeah. I was a little confused last night. I sent it to you in moments. We have stage 9?
Rasta, hey, let me tell
I
you,
need to know.
man, you want me to comment on foolishness this early in the morning?
Because if there is a stage 9, I need to have a conversation with God.
But here the best part, moments. It takes a long time to get there. Yeah, stage. And I'm going to repeat it verbatim because I watched it several times because I thought it was the pain in my back and I was going delirious. And I was frustrated because I was
No,
crying.
what he did was conflate the Gleason score with the stage.
Exactly.
He's Gleason 9, which is aggressive.
Exactly.
There are 4 stages. 5 stages actually. Stage 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Right.
So
So let us set the records. I don't even know if we can set the record straight, right? But according to Google.com, stage 0, abnormal cells are present, but haven't spread from where they started. Okay.
all right.
Then you have stage 1. The cancer is small and has not spread beyond the original location. Stage 2. The cancer is larger or has spread into nearby tissues or lymph nodes, but not to distant parts of the body. In other words, folks, it's still local. In layman's terms, it is still local. So, for example, let us say it's detected right here on my arm, and I'm just doing a hypothetical situation. Let's say it's detected here. It has not spread through the entire arm. Make sense? Okay, stage 3. The cancer has grown more deeply into surrounding tissues and has potentially spread to nearby lymph nodes, but still hasn't spread to distant parts of the body. Then we talk about stage 4, metastatic cancer, right?
Metastatic.
Metastatic. Thank you. Thank you for the correction of pronunciation. Metastatic. The cancer has now spread to distant areas of the body, often to other organs. Just say what happened to 5 through 9. That time you're either sitting in an urn or you're in the ground.
You said an urn and a ground. I look at it like this. So, the beginning stages, you have your local, your neighborhood thing. Then you go from the neighborhood to, let's say, your citywide. From your citywide to your regional. And then stage 4, your global entry now, because you're in everything, So I don't know why my voice so deep this morning, but it is. I feel like a whole man, boy. Hey, woman.
So who said we have 9 stages?
Okay, John, let me play the video for you.
Your president.
Let me play the video for you, John. Let me play the Where's the video? Hold on a second. Let me play it for you, John. And then we're going to go over the rules of TikTok.
And it takes a long time to get to that situation. Now, I think, to get to a stage 9, I think that if you take a look, it's the same doctor that said that Joe was cognitively fine. There was nothing wrong with him. Well, he said, if it's the same doctor, he said there was nothing wrong there. And that's being proven to be a sad situation. And it takes a long time to get to that situation. Now, I think, to get to a stage 9, I think.
There you go, John.
So since we have so many new professionals, I didn't know which one you were speaking on. So thank you for, you said we have to change how we speak here, right? So we have new professionals. We're getting new information from new professionals. So I didn't know which one increased the stages. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Tasha.
All right. You may want to wait till just about everybody joins, so you don't have to constantly repeat the new rule.
Well, here's the thing, John. I'm going to have to repeat it throughout the show because people come and go, and people come at varying times. Come in at varying times throughout the show. So for the next few days, I am going to be repeating the rules and regulations of TikTok. If Coffee and Toe intends to continue streaming live on YouTube, on what you call it, TikTok, there are rules we're going to have to abide by, and these rules going to affect today. So let us go ahead and get started. Now, I'm going to play the more candid ones before we get into the serious ones. All right? So, here we go.
Moment. I feel like we have in this country, or what these people are trying to do, is normalize dotishness or dunciness. Oh God, that's not the word I really want, but they normalize ignorance, and they say it with their whole chest, that they convince some of the smartest people are like, yeah, that's it. Or, when you remain silent on ignorance begets you. Because if you're not making that correction, sooner or later, now you're absorbing that and you are believing that. And that's kind of a cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I think I could say that on TikTok. Yeah. All right.
I hope we can say that. All right, folks. So let's go ahead and get into it. Thank you, Dr. Leslie. We're going to go ahead and take a listen. All right.
So TikTok is about to ban a lot of people's pages. Let me tell you why. First of all, you can no longer use a backdrop screen of the situation you're talking about. Like if you're doing an article on somebody, you cannot use a green screen in your background to make your piece. That's one thing. Secondly, all this begging you see people doing, they'll get on live and start begging for money and all this stuff, gifts and all that stuff. They finna cut that out. No more begging. That's gonna be cut out. Also, when you see people get on here and use fake clickbait or lying on their think pieces to get people to watch it, they cutting that out. And last but not least, I'm so glad they cutting this out, because I have seen some stuff and I don't even like to see it. I keep scrolling because I couldn't believe some of the stuff I saw. When you go live and you are indecent, your page is gonna immediately be banned. So no more doing things you're not supposed to do on a live on TikTok to try to get gifts and stuff like that, because it's degrading, really. And TikTok is a place I was coming to. I don't know about nobody else. I like to come to TikTok for information, and it just turned into another source of income when I got into the Creators Rewards program. So if you're in the Creators Reward programs, take accountability of all the stuff I told you. Backtrack it up. I told you that you can no longer use those backdrop screens to make your videos. Everything has to be original. You cannot be on here using clickbait to get more views by lying on a piece, and you lying, and that's not really what your piece is about. You cannot be on lives begging. Thank you, Lord, because some people have made a job on here just begging for money. No more begging. Last but not least, my most favorite, you cannot be indecently exposed on a live, or your page will be banned. Think about it, because a lot of people act like they don't need this little money that you make on TikTok, but it comes in handy. I don't know about you, but But every now and then I might be able to fill my tank up full of gas or go buy some groceries just off this money that I get in here. Y'all be careful because TikTok is going to start banning, I think, the 20th or the 26th of this month. So be careful what you do. I done told you what I heard. You can take my word for it or not, but be careful what you post. Be careful what you do on live because TikTok is going to start banning your page.
All right, so that's one.
I was today years old when I found out TikTok will literally tell you what content.
Oh, no, I don't want to play that one yet. Here's the next one. Where's it here?
The new TikTok update takes effect tomorrow, May 20th, 2025. There will be new community guidelines, so content creators, please be mindful of this change. If you are monetized on this platform or trying to be monetized on this platform, this is for you. Be specifically mindful about the things that you are putting in the comment section under people's videos. So TikTok is looking to take away monetization rights from people's accounts, okay? So if it was me, I wouldn't comment at all. You could continue to engage using all of the buttons, but the comment button, skip that part. Use an emoji. Yeah. So I'm gonna give you an example. A lot of people just slang talk, right? We would say things like, yo, you crazy under somebody's comment, like you joking around, kidding, not really calling them crazy. And that is one of the things that can get your account banned, flagged, taken away, and all of that. So definitely be mindful of how you word your words if you do want to continue to comment. To each his own. Use emojis. Try not to be using specific type of words. That's going to definitely get your account flagged and get you banned and remove your rights from ever being and participating in the monetization program, creative rewards, creative fund, all of these things, even TikTok live. TikTok is making no hesitation in removing these accounts. Okay, when it comes to community guidelines and violating their terms and conditions, I am going to post it up on the screen. It's probably going to be there from the beginning of the video. If I didn't post it already, it will be up there now. Make a backup account just in case something happens to your regular account. You might get flagged for something that you didn't even know that you did. So just be mindful and protect yourself.
Well, alrighty then. What are we gonna do about that? So even when we're doing the art pieces, you can't really be expressive, right? Well, we're not showing. Lamb has to put on a suit. That's all. Because Lamb out here exposing himself for solo. So sorry.
No more dancing for Lamb.
No more bend back, roll your waist. No more greatest bend over from Lamb. Okay.
Yeah,
Right now,
may
Lamb
call
is
it-
over here doing upward dog, downward dog, whatever he's doing there. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, they may
But-
call it something else.
We can't. But people were really doing that though on TikTok.
Which was confusing the life out of me, Dr. Leslie, as to
Oh,
why it is that we are being flagged so much over here.
wow.
And I would be scrolling and I'm like, what the heck? What the heck?
I thought X was that because I remember one time I came across some stuff on X. I was like, what? Let me get. So I don't really go on X at all because it's really a trash heap.
I canceled my ex account.
Yeah, it's a trash heap. But yeah, oh wow, okay.
Yeah, so everybody fall in line. We're in boarding school, and the
But
rules
I don't think those rules are unreasonable though. I think there was a reasonable rules.
to
in
some
terms-
extent, but now we have to find more creative ways to speak. So what I would say, folks, this is my warning as it relates to putting comments either under people's posts or on the live. Just use emojis to express yourself.
I was just gonna type something. Why I have a, so you're banning my vocabulary.
Yeah.
Like she said, even in her piece, the words she used, we use that as funny, not to say that we're degrading someone. So I don't even know if I say PROBLEM, if people are gonna think I'm causing that issue versus I'm saying that word I have with what's being said or the new law doesn't work with me. I don't know. I know yesterday that I said that, basically one monkey don't stop the show, but oh man, I just said that. I hope I'm not saying anything about animals. Oh, see, and that's the thing. It's going to be hard to have a conversation. I'm not saying that we can't do it, right? Because we can do anything, but just a simple vocabulary word. Come on, guys, really?
it is what it is.
That is why we have to SPELL and learn to use our VOCABULARY WYSCR.
And here's the thing, and you know what is upsetting? Is that we can be doing all the right things, and then you have an ignoramus who will come through and still report you live. All because they woke up in a bad mood, all because they don't like themselves, all for whatever reason, I don't know. They will just report you, and then you get flagged, and then you have to appeal, and they determine if they want to honor the appeal or toss the appeal out. It's crazy. But let's
Can't use that word. Can't use that word.
Oh, Jesus, have mercy.
You can use it in Spanish, en français, oui.
I don't know because
Local.
because I'm sure it's the AI is programmed for Spanish as well. I'm sure it's programmed for French because you have people from that speak other languages and they use TikTok in their native tongue.
So
Well,
with this change,
we can have
what
to
is-
find synonyms then.
but with the change, what is I don't understand why. Oh God, my car window open. Not just sorry, I digress. With you know what? I won't say anything. Okay, TikTok, whatever you want. That's it.
Non compos mentis. We can use that, the Latin for CRAZY.
Unbalanced.
Yes, unbalanced too.
Unbalanced.
But I like non compos mentis better.
No, way confuse some people.
That's okay, it'll expand them.
Then you get a ding because you speak in a language somebody don't know.
Maybe eccentric.
Mm.
I don't know if eccentric is a word.
Let's say waka flocka. I'm just sorry.
How you doing? Because Dr. Rian, how do you navigate the new TikTok? What do you recommend we do to navigate the new TikTok?
Is
Dr.
he there?
Ryan. Let me say.
Is he there? Dr. Ryle be sticking, boy. Dr. Ryle is sticking.
He listens. He can't talk right now. All right. So, okay. Ozzy's asking what happened. ¿Qué pasó? Well, a lot. Mucho. The rules of engagement with TikTok actual will be the new norm for real, Riley. So the rules of engagement on TikTok have changed, and we have to be mindful, not just the content creator, not just the host, but also those who are commenting under posts or on lives. Use emojis if you can to express yourselves. Do not put anything negative. If you have nothing good to say, shut on them out. Pretty much. Whatever the saying go, our mothers and grandmothers would tell us, if you have nothing good to say nothing at all. That is pretty much where we are at. So let's do the next. Yes, Geely. Yes, girl.
Don't freak out. Monetization is changing on TikTok. There are some new rules, and they just sent notifications out to most people that you will be kicked out if you don't follow these new rules. So kind of harsh wording, right? Let's go into everything the notification said. TikTok is now focusing more on high quality content creation and monetizing those videos accordingly. So your regular everyday videos with not much editing, you talking straight to the camera, are not going to make as much money anymore. Now, you will get additional rewards for your videos that meet these qualifications. I do feel like with their language that they're going to want to switch over to only monetizing higher quality videos. If they want to compete with bigger platforms like YouTube, which is really their only competition at this point, you got to do what you got to do. Ensure your videos are 1080p or higher. Put that in bold. I'm going to recap everything as fast as I can, but this is the full list of everything that will get you banned from the program. If your video content is copied from others or has minimal original input or edits, split screen content, meaningless reactions, low quality images, or slide videos, all of those clipping pages demonetized. That's why I said y'all need to not do that. If your content lacks meaningful value and is designed to attract clicks, aka clickbait, you're banned.
So let me pause here. So Dr. Leslie, we're all monetized. We're all monetized. We're all in the content creator program. As long as
So we're all monetized? Because I don't really do
you
it.
monetize.
I ain't getting no money.
The monetized because we received a gift after
You're
Leslie.
getting gifts. I remember
What?
when you do your lives, you get gifts. Go check
Keep
your.
on a gift, man. Keep on a gift. I'm just kidding.
So when you go to your profile, in the top right hand corner where they have those 3 lines, click on that, and you'll get the drop down and go. It will take you to TikTok Studio. You'll see how much you have there.
Yeah, I see that, but I thought that there was a specific program that you apply to get into with the specific intention of being like a content creator.
You are a content creator.
Sure.
All right, let's finish listening.
Inappropriate content, it has to be kid friendly. And you must follow the creator.
So our content has to be kid friendly.
But everything is not for children. Why are children on TikTok? And why is Miss Shirley on TikTok? That ain't kid friendly. Anyhow, that's another subject. If I'm that is just foolish, that part there. Because children really shouldn't be on TikTok. So
everybody head on over to Sesame Street. Sesame Street is now on Netflix. Netflix said, come on over, we'll take you.
Creator Code of Conduct, which says we hold monetized creators basically to a higher standard and expect that they will conduct themselves on and off TikTok in a manner that will not jeopardize the safety of others or the integrity of our platform.
So this is like having a job where when you leave work, you still have to be mindful of how you conduct yourself. Hold on, wait.
Access to creator activities, meaning monetization platforms, is a privilege and not a right. Now, I know a lot of y'all are wondering, how would they know what people are doing off platform? So they spell it out. Creators' conduct both on and off platform must not create potential harm to others if there are verifiable claims such as public records, indictments, convictions, news stories, pleas, or self-admission. We can suspend their access to creator.
So let me ask you a question, because so basically you've just signed on to a job when it comes to TikTok.
So
right?
It just said and also just
somebody keeps getting a call.
That do news. Is there a separation?
Okay, I'm not hearing anything.
Is there a separation for people that do?
No, John.
Are you hearing us, Moments? You're hearing us?
Okay, go ahead now. Go ahead now, Rosolo.
I think Ja was saying the same thing I was saying when we're talking about content and news, because it mentioned the news content. So I'm confused. Maybe I'm slow today. What do we do then? When you play your news clips, is that a violation?
So I'm not showing anything in the green screen.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
So my green screen will remain. So let us say, for example, I'm talking about an article and I want to change the green screen to show what I'm talking about, right? I can't do that. I can't. Not that I was ever doing it, but you can't do that. You cannot show evidence to support your argument. Put it that way.
So for me, I want to know, what about the people or like the stations that show news? Because I kind of look at us like a news
I'm
station.
not gonna worry myself about that because I don't go that route anyway. We're not gonna worry about the CNN, the CBS, the NBC.
No, I don't mean
that's not
worry
what she's
about
asking.
them. I mean, we're similar to them, except for we're having conversation afterwards.
But
do they have any separation?
I don't know. As far as Cuffington is concerned, I'm not worried because we don't show any screenshots or change the green screen to show what the article that is being discussed. So
I guess I'm saying people that are speaking on news should have a little bit more leeway because we're taking actual events and having a conversation on it. That's more so what I'm trying to get to.
I get it. I would never was doing it anyway, so no. Anyway, but I don't know if y'all missed what she said a while ago. If you have a record, chances are you are at risk of being on TikTok. Let's go back a couple seconds. Hold on.
Such as public records, indictments, convictions.
Hold on, let me go back a few more seconds.
If there are verifiable claims, such as public records, indictments, convictions, news stories, pleas, or self-admission, we can suspend their access to creator activities. Here.
So somebody who goes to a job, right? Job, they submit an application for employment. You run a background check and you see that they have a record.
So will our current administration lose their right to be on TikTok?
And also, when you go for a job application, being that I'm in HR and I do this, when you go for a job application, you sign off on us running your background. We give you authorization. You give authorization for us to run your background.
Well, the equivalent of that on any social media platform is that you agree to the terms and conditions because you're using
Of the platform. Okie dokie. Let me go. Let me give somebody a new roof. Hold on. Gotta go. Everybody gets a new roof today because I'm not in the good mood. You get a new roof. You get a new roof. You get a new roof. Everybody gets a new roof today from SF.
She's just playing. She's just playing. You just jokes, okay? Just jokes.
So again, folks, if you're just joining us, we're going over the new rules of TikTok that take effect today. Please do not use words. If you're feeling ANGRY, if you're feeling UPSCT, use emojis to express what you're going through. Do not call anybody out of their name. That's a huge no-no. I have been banned once already. I have had several violations. And yeah, so going forward, if you are not able to abide by the rules of TikTok, zip it. Keep your fingers off the keyboard. Don't say nothing. Don't type nothing. We do not call anybody out of their names. We call them by their rightful names because anything deemed disrespectful will have me banned permanently. If you care about me.
You hear that, Adesoji?
What? What did I do? I just came in. I'm a gentleman. Don't call me.
You cannot call anybody a CLOWN. You cannot call anybody out of their name. You cannot say anything. It's mad. We are in a different country right now. That's just
Okay. So, just to clarify, excuse me. So we're in 1984. Is that what we're saying? Okay. Don't worry. We'll use 1984 speech.
Let's finish listening, folks.
Here's another list of things: bullying or harassing, organizing harmful or dangerous activities, harm to yourself or others, risking the safety and well-being of minors. There's a lot of accounts. I can't even talk about it. I can send TikTok a couple accounts on that one. Trade of illegal or counterfeit goods. Honestly, them putting that makes me even be worried about posting bags from the gate. Presenting sensitive topics in an inflammatory or polarizing manner to try and incentivize viewers to send gifts. Ooh. So basically half of the creators on TikTok are going to get banned. Yes, that's a lot that sounds scary, but if you are an average normal person, this does not impact you at all. Us out here, I'm just out here talking to y'all how to make better content. I'm on another page talking about shopping fines. I think generally being a good person is not a hard ask.
So TikTok is demonetizing clickbait, beggars, people with criminal history, and more.
For them. And also, I love these new rules on clickbait. I love that they are going after these clipping accounts because all they're doing is stealing hardworking creators' content and trying to make 20 bands a month off of it. But this is no doubt going to make a lot of people mad. What do you think?
So again, if you missed it,
It's changing on TikTok. There are some new rules, and they just sent notifications out to most people that you will be kicked out if you don't follow these new rules. So, kind of harsh wording, right? Let's go into everything the notification said. TikTok is now focusing more on high quality content creation and monetizing those videos accordingly. So your regular everyday videos with not much editing, you talking straight to the camera, are not going to make as much money anymore. Now, you will get additional rewards for your videos that meet these qualifications. I do feel like with their language that they're going to want to switch over to only monetizing higher quality videos. If they want to compete with bigger platforms like YouTube, which is really their only competition at this point, you got to do what you got to do. Ensure your videos are 1080p or higher. Put that in bold. I'm going to recap everything as fast as I can, but this is the full list of everything that will get you banned from the program. If your video content is copied from others or has minimal original input or edits, split screen content, meaningless reactions, low quality images, or slide videos, all of those clipping pages demonetized. That's why I said y'all need to not do that. If your content lacks meaningful value and is designed to attract clicks, aka clickbait, you're banned. Inappropriate content, it has to be kid friendly. And you must follow the creator code of conduct, which says we hold monetized creators basically to a higher standard and expect that they will conduct themselves on and off TikTok in a manner that will not jeopardize the safety of others or the integrity of our platform. Access to creator activities, meaning monetization platforms, is a privilege and not a right. Now, I know a lot of y'all are wondering, how would they know what people are doing off platform? So they spell it out. Creators' content, both on and off platform, must not create potential harm to others if there are verifiable claims, such as public records, indictments, convictions, news stories, pleas, or self-admission. We can suspend their access to creator activities. Here's another list of things: bullying or harassing, organizing harmful or dangerous activities, harm to yourself or others, risking the safety and well-being of minors. There's a lot of accounts. I can't even talk about it. I can send TikTok a couple accounts on that one. Trade of illegal.
So, Dr. Leslie, I see what you're saying. My issue, the issue I have is AI and how it's programmed, how sensitive it will be. We have seen how ridiculous it has been with us here on Coffee and Joe. And I think we're running the risk of people just for the heck of it reporting people's pages.
Well, that would happen with or without the new rules. That happens with or without the new rules. The new rules don't change that. People who want to be contrarian will be contrarian regardless of the rules. But I don't think I've heard anything so far that is so egregious, because I do think there is a lot of CRAP on TikTok and some things that are really inappropriate. And unfortunately, when you live in community, what one does affects all. Peter pays for Paul and Paul pays for all. So I don't hear or anything right now that is like, oh my God, this is horrible, because honestly, people have not managed and been good stewards of the freedoms.
So now what has happened is those of us who are able to have reasonable discourse, educated discourse, we are affected, because we will be having a conversation about something relevant, something that is pertinent, and it is deemed, because of one word that may be used, it is deemed inappropriate. So, everything has to be child friendly, folks. And if everything has to be child friendly, what is the point of having the option for 18 plus only audience? Is that going to be removed?
Well, that contradicts itself. I do think that is a little. I think they're probably trying to get more of some of the raunchy stuff that you see on here. I saw, and I mean, I know this guy's a big creator on here, and everybody loves him. He does some good work. But I happened upon one of his lives, and I was just like, "What in the mess is this trash ratchet stuff?" You know. So the definition they need to define what they mean by child friendly, though, right? I think that would be an important definition, because that, depending on who your child, like Miss Shirley mama ain't gonna have no problem with a lot of stuff, right? So that has to be clarified further.
Or is that we now have to speak so simple that a specific.
Not going to happen. I'm not dumbing down my language for the base math. Sorry.
All right, so let's get into let's hear what the TikTok CEO has to say.
TikTok CEO Shou Chu just revealed why some profiles go viral and others get buried. It's not random, it's not luck, it's the algorithm. And once you understand how it works, it can change everything for you. Most people still treat TikTok like just another social media app, but it's not. TikTok is a search platform, and just like Google or YouTube, it rewards content that answers questions, solves problems, or holds attention. Now here's the catch. TikTok's algorithm is watch time based. If you're not watching videos until the end, TikTok stops recommending videos like that, and it starts pushing your content down too. Why? Because the algorithm thinks you don't care, and maybe your audience won't either. And get this, if you like a video in the first 3 seconds without watching it, TikTok flags that as bot behavior. So no, liking right away isn't helping you. Wait at least 15 seconds before you interact. Then engage from the bottom up, comment something real, something the algorithm can read. Not emojis, dude. Something meaningful. Save the video if it's valuable. Forget about copying the link. Instead, share the video with friends right inside TikTok. Copying the link means you might leave the platform to share it elsewhere, and the algorithm doesn't want that. So yeah, share this video with friends who are actually interested in this topic. That's what really helps it grow and shows TikTok you're serious.
Hey, Coffee and Toe, can you?
The recommendation.
There's a person making comments that makes no sense in the chat.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Thank you, Dr.
Algorithm is really just math. So for example, if you liked videos 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I liked videos 1, 2, 3, and 5, maybe he liked videos 1, 2, 3, and 6. Then what's going to happen is, because we like 1, 2, 3 at the same time, he's going to be shown 4, 5, 6, and so are we. And you can think about this repeated at scale in real time across more than 1 billion people. It's math. AI and machine learning has allowed this to be done at a very, very big scale. And what we have seen is that it learns the interest signals that people exhibit very quickly and shows you content that's really relevant for you in a very quick way. We don't actually ask you 20 questions on whether you like a piece of content, what are your interests. We don't do that. We build that experience organically. You are voting with your thumbs by watching a video, by swiping it, by liking it, by sharing it, you are exhibiting interest signals. And what it does mathematically is to take those signals, put it in a formula, and then matches it through pattern recognition. You got to have a message that resonates with people. And if it does, then it will automatically just have the virality itself. That's the beauty of user-generated content. The recommendation algorithm is really just math. So for
why is it that we have to do maths to understand the algorithm? This is crazy.
And so here's my thing, like the person that just came in that I blocked, can that same person now go and report your room because we blocked them?
Absolutely.
So we're kind of D if we do and D if we don't.
I mean, the one good thing about it, or there are probably good things, but I don't really see all of them right now, is that it will remove some of the nonsense that we see on TikTok, right? It will remove some of the nonsense. And as they just said, some of the people who are just doing it for clickbait, just to make money, and not to provide quality content. So I can take the positive from it. I just want to see how they're going to do it, because there's a lot of nonsense on TikTok.
But my question is, why are we putting all this energy into this stuff?
Because it's important for us to understand when we get flagged or if we get banned, or we at least we have an idea, and that way we can try to protect our spaces and yeah.
Okay.
So
With everything that's shame,
go ahead, Rosolo. What?
I think your life is, it doesn't.
So that's again, yeah, you
Okay.
checked out on
I said with I don't think a lot of this applies to the content that you put up.
we look at yesterday. Yesterday we were talking about a particular video which we found very concerning, and I was in violation
Right.
for talking about matters that
concern us.
that concern us as it relates to a specific age.
Right.
And I
Well, if that's the case, that particular person won't be on here anymore.
And
If that's the case. Sorry, Coach.
the thing is that we are talking about something that is all over TikTok that many people are expressing concern about and thinking about the safety of the individual, but yet we're flagged for it because so we might think we're towing the line, but somebody doesn't think we are, or the way you call it, AI doesn't think we are. So we are at the mercy, so to speak, of AI and the people. All right, so now, interestingly, TikTok is pretty much telling us what kind of content to make. Let's take a listen to this one.
I was today years old when I found out TikTok will literally tell you what content to create and give you a script for it. Watch this. All right, so you're going to go to your search bar, type in Creator Search Insights. Then you want to look for a topic. I'm picking this one. And then when you scroll down, guys, look, creator tips, ideas, suggested title, hashtags, suggested script, even the hook. If you struggle with what to post, save this so you don't forget. I was today.
So folks, you want to stay TikTok safe? Just ask TikTok to tell you what kind of content to create, what hashtags to use so that you can stay TikTok compliant. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen, before we move forward?
Several, but why ask? We don't know what we can say and what we can't, and I just don't have the time to spell out everything right now. My back hurts. And I'm trying to catch a flight. So yeah. What I say is, moments, continue to do what you do and continue to provide the great content that you are providing on this platform. And we'll just try to be just very careful.
And we try to speak Shakespeare in English.
Right, because we're not dumbing down our.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Thank you all for humoring me it was very important that we addressed the changes, made everyone aware that there are changes. And for the remainder of the week, I will be doing the reminder so we are guided accordingly, whether it is how to conduct ourselves here in Coffee and Toe or in someone else's live or in your own space. And it's not just limited to lives. It's also applicable. Everything you've heard is there. The rules, the regulations, the changes are all applicable to TikTok. Period. Posts, lives, video, whatever, everything. All right. So bear that in mind. All right. So first up, out of the Caribbean corner, Caribbean urged to strengthen frontline response to hypertension crisis. This article comes to us courtesy of CaribbeanNationalWeekly.com. As the Caribbean joined the global community in marking World Hypertension Day on May 17, the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, called for urgent action to tackle hypertension at the primary care level, a move especially critical for Caribbean nations where cardiovascular disease remains a leading cause of unaliving. Hypertension or high blood pressure affects more than 35% of adults aged 30 to 79 in the Americas and is a silent but deadly risk factor behind heart attacks, strokes, kidney failure, and dementia. In the Caribbean, where health systems are often stretched thin, and non-communicable diseases account for a significant portion of mortality, the call for greater prevention and control couldn't be more relevant. This high level of ill health and death caused by hypertension is unacceptable because it can be prevented. Dr. Harbas Barbosa, who is the director of PAHO, is urging Caribbean residents to adopt healthier lifestyles, quitting smoking, limiting alcohol, cutting back on ultra processed foods, and exercising regularly to reduce their risk. But prevention alone will not be enough. Dr. Barbosa emphasized the importance of expanding access to diagnosis and treatment, particularly at the primary care level, where many Caribbean communities interact first and sometimes only with the health system. Folks, you can join us 6:30 every morning, Monday to Friday, weekdays. When I say join us, set an alarm, get up at 6:30. Wash your face, brush your teeth, put on your clothing. If you have a machine, what you call them machines there? Oh, geez, you have the
Treadmill
if you have a treadmill or an elliptical machine
or elliptical.
at home, use it 30 minutes a day, even if it's 15 minutes every day. Get on it. I'm not a treadmill person, I'm an outdoor person. Go walking. And you can pace yourself. What? I just only said wash your face. Is that a prerequisite? Yes. Um, go walking in your neighborhood, at your park, if it's close by. Get moving, folks. It helps your cardiovascular health. Okay. You can go online. We have a plethora of workout videos online. So many that you can choose from. You can find one that works for you. High impact, low impact, what you call floor exercises, so many different variations. We need you moving. We need you to care about your health.
They even have chair exercises, things you can do from your chair.
Exactly. So, lifestyle changes. Have an honest conversation with yourself, folks. And this is so important. Are you satisfied with where you are health wise? This has nothing to do with your size, this has to do with your internal systems. Because there are some of us who may be slender and we think that they're healthy. Slim doesn't necessarily mean healthy. On the meteor side, like myself, doesn't mean unhealthy either. And the best way to determine what your status is, schedule an appointment with your healthcare provider, have a screening done. In Jamaica, that we have a term, get an executive profile where everything is checked. Get your blood work done, folks, so that you can know what your baselines are in the various areas. Your healthcare provider should be able to spend time with you going over everything. You want a complete, in-depth analysis as it relates to your health, because that way you'll be able to make the right changes. Don't just get up and arbitrarily start making changes, and some of it is not applicable to you. You may be doing yourself harm than doing good. So first things first, if you have not yet scheduled for an annual with your healthcare provider, I recommend you do so. All right. Some things are a given when we talk about ultra processed foods. Read our labels, folks. We have, does that include morning lifting? No, that's exercise, Addison. That's exercise. And you're working within your limits, right? Okay, so ultra processed foods. We have to make the best choices we can. Learn to read your labels, folks. Read your labels. Pay attention to the ingredients. If you are not sure what the ingredients are because they are words you cannot pronounce, you have a cell phone when you go shopping, right? There's a thing called Google. Go to Google, type in the word you cannot pronounce, and see if it is an artificial ingredient or if it is a natural ingredient, but they're using the scientific name. Am I making sense?
Absolutely. I watched a video yesterday with this doctor. His name is William W. Lee, I believe. L.I. is Lee, M.D. He has 2 books. I'll just say his name and y'all look it up because I don't know what I can and cannot say. But I like the way he expressed how we can adjust our diet and not be so regimen when it comes to deciding between keto or deciding to be vegan or deciding to be a carnivore. Hopefully that word is a good word to use. And he basically broke it down that you have to find, and I've been noticing that myself, find the right foods that work with you and your insides. Because like you just said, a slim person, you may think a slim person is healthy, but on the inside of their body, they're not. And vice versa. A person that may have more weight on them may be healthier than the slim person. But I enjoyed he expressed certain foods that can help you put an armor up versus just totally cutting things out. But you have to do things in moderation because a lot of us will not eat breakfast, not eat lunch, and then devour a meal that unfortunately, when you devour a meal at the end of the day, you're even packing on more because it's the end of the day or what time you eat it. So it dismisses all the good that you did earlier. And I just like the way he expressed the different ways to eat and the different things you can eat and finding which one that will work with you, as well as specific ones that will help you put an internal armor on your body. So again, his name was William W. Lee, L.I. And his books are like Eat to Beat Such and Such, Eat to Beat Such and Such. So, yeah.
But again,
Can I?
yes, go ahead, Dr. Leslie.
I was gonna say too that what I have told my patients, and I've had patients who come in weighing well over 300 pounds with a goal to lose and get down to 180, and we did it slow and steady, because everybody wants to lose the weight now. The weight didn't just come on now; it came on over time. And it's really not good for your body to lose a lot of weight rapidly. Okay, we could talk about the cardiovascular risk of doing that. But I always encourage patients to eat to live, not live to eat. And when you eat to live, you do so with intention. I encourage you to masticate, which is to chew your food. A lot of people just put it in, gone, disappear. Chew your food, savor. It's just like drinking wine, right? When I drink wine, I want to taste the flavors. I want to hear the top notes, the middle notes, the base notes, and consider eating as a journey. But I don't encourage people on diets because they're hard to maintain. And unless you can incorporate it into, like the keto diet and all these diets, I have not ever known them to be long-lasting and successful. Eat what you enjoy. Just do it in a healthy fashion. and do it in moderation, right? So that's part of what has worked for me, for my patients. And again, you know, a person being skinny or not having a certain BMI does not preclude them from having health issues. Thinner people have a higher risk of osteoporosis, right? Because they don't have the bone mass. So there are things that affect people who are different BMI, and we don't really use BMI to tell you how healthy you are, how unhealthy you are, really and truly. But I think health starts in the mind. Your mindset, which is what I work with patients on before anything else. Let's talk about the conversation that you're having with yourself. And usually that conversation is not a very nice one. And I always say to my patients, if you're not talking to yourself in a healthy manner, why would yourself want to cooperate with you? You're not being a good friend to you.
Right. Yeah. Thank you for that, Dr. Leslie. Ja, you said something about eating, and I think the time of day or when you eat. We also want to remember lifestyles, people's schedules, as it relates lifestyles as it relates to people's schedules, right? So some people work a typical 8 to 5, some 9 to 6, some are going in at 11 o'clock in the morning, some are going to work 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So their dinner time, depending on your schedule, your last meal is going to vary. You can't compare your last time to eat with someone else's last time to eat, because our bodies are we have different rhythms because of these schedules, right? Am I making sense?
I agree.
Right. So you want to be careful. So because Ja works 9 to 6, and she has lunch, let's say at 1 o'clock, somebody like me who now works 2 to 11, my lunchtime, my last meal may not necessarily be at 6 o'clock for dinner time. So at a reasonable time, 6 o'clock for dinner time compared to her, if I'm making sense, right? So, but what you want to do is incorporate a schedule that will work for you. And again, have a conversation with your healthcare provider. You said something in the chat, Dr. Leslie. Do not eat until you're full. You know, some people sit down and and then they can't breathe.
Because no, it's just not understanding how the body works, right? Because by the time the signal comes, you get the signal that you're full when the food hits colon. The colon is the one that sends the signal to the brain that you're full. So if you're packing it, food is transitioning, yeah. But by the time it gets to the colon, you're now really full because you've overeaten. You didn't take your time so the signal can get there. And you know, if you're taking your time and really eating slowly, you wouldn't eat as much as you do if you nyam. So yeah.
So that's the question. When you go on social media and you see people sitting down around these humongous spreads and people are cheering them on, is that a healthy lifestyle? I mean, I think I'm asking a rhetorical question, but I don't want to assume anything. Should we be supporting people just sitting down and just overindulging?
It's I don't want to generalize, but that has become a recent phenomenon, and social media being the convergence of views, that has largely been a United States thing in terms of you know, that level of foods. Because I mean, I just wrote in the chat. I remember the first time I came to New York and I asked for a portion, and the woman gave me stuff. And I had to ask her, "Is that only for me?" And she said, "Yeah, that's small." I said, "Really? Huh. No, thank you."
Asia. Go ahead, Dr. Leslie.
This is why I love to eat in Paris, because when you go to a Michelin restaurant, you have Michelin restaurants here, people always joke, oh, you're paying all that money and that's all the food they're giving you, but they're giving you quality products. They're giving you portion sizes where you can savor the meal. And it's not just one course, it's several courses. By the time you're done, you're going to be satisfied. But we have been so conditioned to be full that when we're not full, we get mad. But my belly not full. Well, boo, you don't want to be full. You want to be satisfied. The whole gluttony is in every area of life, right? You can't have enough money. You can't have enough SCX. It translates into many other areas, right? So.
Absolutely. We tend to overindulge. We have this, I don't know if it's because of a scarcity mindset. We want more. And our eyes are bigger than our stomachs.
Yeah.
Don't talk about my eyes.
The good doctor spoke to it earlier. It's a mind thing. If you have a scarcity mindset, everything around you want to corner it. And some of it is clearly not good enough. They're not good for you. Because anyone that cooks, especially when you go outside, this is industrial cooking. Salt, all those seasonings. You're good. Most of the food it's marinated in the stuff. It's, unlike when you cook at home, what you naturally go into a pot, that kind of thing. So you know what to do, you know moderation. But outside you can't legislate. But still, and I also said, when you go to a decent restaurant, you don't even Michelin, when you go to a decent sized restaurant, decent establishment, the food is given to you reasonable portions. The plate comes, and also the ambience is what makes the food. Not, sitting on the bench and, stuffing your face. Sorry.
The portions at the more pricey restaurants, let me put it that way, allow for you to be able to have conversation while you eat. What you're finding is that when people go out, there's no conversation. They're just, once the food land in front of them.
Yeah, because, eating out, I don't know about anywhere else, eating out is supposed to be an experience. So if I sat across the table from, say, Javette, my focus will be on her face, how she feels, not the food.
Right.
I know.
All right. Some people. The food is secondary. The food is secondary. But the reverse is usually the case when you go to somebody. It's like the food is the food is the reason why we're here. Is we pay to eat this. No. You're there because you value company. Company is there. You eat, you clean glasses, and you eat the good life. Not stuff your face, and then you're breathing.
Yes, folks. Yes. Welcome back. Long time no see. Go ahead, Teflon.
And we was told not to eat and talk at the same time as well.
No. You don't talk while you have food in your mouth. You finish what you have in your mouth. And please, folks. You know what? Let me shut up. Let me not say it.
Don't spray people with your
food. Because then I'm going to hear that I'm discriminating. So let me stop right.
No, don't spray people with your food when you're,
Thank you for putting it that way.
Yeah. Take a bite, and then continue conversation. Yeah. But in hushed tones. Don't be excitable at the table.
Please. And I don't want to see what you're, as you're chewing. I really don't want to see the texture of what you have in your mouth once you have put it in your mouth.
Eat slowly. Eat slowly and allow the food to digest. Eat slowly. You can put your knife and your utensils down as you take that portion, chew, swallow, enjoy, and then you pick your knife and fork back up and continue to eat. And yes, knife and fork when eating. Okay.
Did you
Can you
say?
guys hear me? I'm in my car, so I'm
Oh,
not sure if you can hear me.
go ahead. No, you sound low, but go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead.
What I was saying is that eating is indeed a journey, and we tend to always look at things in terms of the end point and the destination. It's everything in life. We don't enjoy the journey, the process of getting there. Even in our personal lives, the intimate things. Everybody wants to become quick. They don't want to enjoy the journey along the way.
Exactly, Dr. Leslie.
Everyone wants to arrive at the destination quickly, folks.
Oh, okay, all right.
Everyone wants to achieve success immediately.
I like the slow journey. I like the slow journey. Where you feel it from your
Okay, Joe.
top to the bottom.
Joe,
From
Joe,
the top
Joe.
to the bottom.
Okay, okay.
TikTok, folks.
Kid
TikTok.
friendly, kid
TikTok.
friendly.
Kid
Remember,
friendly, folks.
we gotta keep it kid friendly.
Yeah. I want to make sure all the cells of my body is experiencing the food as I digest it.
Okay, gotcha.
One of the reasons I love drinking wine or I enjoy tea or it's a slow process. If you see anyone throwing back shots with wine, they're not doing it right. Because there's so many things that you can get out of it. Even perfume. Like, I'm really particular about perfume because I want to see what the notes are and to take my time in the process of really beholding the thing. But we live in a society where we want it quick, fast, and in a hurry. And when we do it like that, and this includes ingredients with food, when we do it like that, we lose flavor, we lose savor, and we lose out in general when we don't take our time and use quality, because we're so now preoccupied with quantity. We want a lot and we want it now. Well, when you get a lot and you get it now, you lose quality in the process. Where's the balance?
Absolutely. So back to the article. So for those just joining us, thank you for coming to Coffee and Joe, World News on the Go. We're a live internet, radio, YouTube, TikTok podcast, news podcast. The article at hand, Caribbean urged to strengthen frontline response to hypertension crisis. So we do have a crisis across the Caribbean. Now, also in the article, they highlighted 3 countries in particular. In Caribbean territories like Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, 4, sorry, and the Bahamas, where hypertension rates are among the highest in the region, folks, the highest in the hemisphere. HEARTS has become a vital tool in reducing preventable deaths, but there is still much to be done. In many islands, access to quality care remains uneven, and rural communities often face the greatest gaps. So let us hone in here. Barbados, TNT, Jamaica, and Bahamas. You know what I see? As a common denominator with these 4 countries? The number of fast food restaurants. Think about it.
Money.
When you say money, Dr. Leslie, go a little.
These are the countries that are the largest. They probably have more resources than the other countries. So Trinidad is in context within the Caribbean basin, a wealthier country. So is Barbados, and so is Jamaica. Despite the fact that there are poverty levels, Jamaica is doing better off, or they're better off than, say, a Montserrat, right? You wouldn't find the cases of poor health in Montserrat as you would find in Jamaica, because with money and with commerce, everything is fast. And so you got to get to work, you got to get, in Trinidad, we don't cook our foods at home anymore. We get fast food. Even if it's cooked food, we call it, it's still fast food. And we eat a lot of our food is so delicious, but by golly, the cholesterol levels in that, and the fact that we're still using ghee in a lot of the Indian dishes, ghee is known to tear up your heart.
Isn't that duck fat?
Ghee, oh God, I don't know if it's duck fat. I don't know what fat it is. It's GHEE.
You're right.
It's kind of like Crisco, but it's more potent than Crisco.
As misspoke, it's clarified butter.
Right.
But it's a traditional part of Hindu cuisine.
It is. In the Indian food, if you don't use ghee, you're not Indian. Bangladesh. In Bangladesh, there's one of the highest cases of heart disease, and that was linked some years back. I read this article. It's linked to the use of ghee. But when we have more money, expendable money, we want to use it. And what we use it on eating and partying. And as a result, we get what we buy. We are at the mercy of the people cooking the food whose business is not your health. Grocery stores and restaurants are not in the business of taking care of your health. They're in the business of making it taste good by any means necessary, which means they're going to add sugar to things that don't need sugar. They're going to add salt to things that don't need salt. And they're selling to your addiction, because sugar is a drug.
Dr. Leslie, and I'll say this, folks. Thank you for that. Thank you for expressing that. I was surprised to learn in my adult years that people put sugar in brown stew chicken when they're cooking brown stew chicken, and then put sugar in rice and peas, then put sugar in escovitch fish sauce. I was like, there are people who cook in the Caribbean and then put sugar in every single thing. And that tells me, or I ask myself the question, then them can't really cook. If you have to use sugar, and another thing too, let me say this, I know when food layers up with one bag of pepper, sometime if it's strip away the pepper and it tastes good. A lot of people use pepper to cover the taste of their food. Having a lot of pepper in your food no means say your food tastes good. Make I say that. And whoever feelings hurt, sorry, it is what it is. It's the truth. A lot of people cook with a lot of pepper because it masks how the food really tastes. Now, back to the sugar thing in everything we're cooking. Why are we adding sugar to everything? We don't see. Sorry, go ahead, Rosolo.
I was gonna say in Trinidad, because I learned from, they use it as a brown, so they brown the sugar to cook the brown stew in Trinidad. They brown the sugar to cook their meats instead of using browning. But some of them use browning, but I use sugar and brown the sugar and then put my meat in. So I do have that habit.
You're making molasses, right?
Yeah, right. It's a different so that part. But in the VI they put sugar in. Sorry, Ozzy, I just learned this from a VI. They do put sugar in their rice and peas. I know that.
They put sugar in everything in the VI. Yeah. That's why they bubble up. That's why they bubble up. Everything.
So here's the thing, Rosolo. You use your browning. Browning is made from molasses. Browning is molasses. You can use browning or you can use molasses. But here's what they do. On top of that, they might take up how many tablespoons of sugar and adding that.
For the sauce, yes.
Folks, we have to make better choices. What's up, Miss J.A.? We have to make better choices because we have an epidemic across the Caribbean.
So for me, there is one specific sauce that I have to put just a little bit of sugar because I do have some brown sugar in my house. Tomato sauce. Even every once in a while when I use a canned sauce, when I'm doing bacalao or whatever, I have to put a little piece of sugar in there because it takes away from that. Sometimes tomato sauce and canned sauce has this canny taste. It's a little bit of tartness that it doesn't, register with me. So I put just a little bit of sugar, and I have put just a little bit of sugar when I stew chicken as well. But I am not putting, like you said, tablespoons and tablespoons. I just put a little bit just to mask the taste of whatever that metally or whatever that weird taste is.
So
But I have to do it in my
can I ask you a question? Have you tried to switch out from the canned tomato sauce, especially when doing saltfish, to just using the natural tomato?
I have natural tomato in it as well. That's the thing. I use both.
Okay.
But the canned tomato sauce will give me that red coloring I like to see. Maybe it's just the coloring that I like to see when I'm doing the bacalao.
Bottle instead.
Anytime I use
preserved in the glass instead of the can.
Oh, well, that too. I don't like too much canned stuff either. But anytime I use a red sauce, I have to put a little bit of sugar in there because there's something, I don't know if it's the lycopene or whatever it is in tomato. It doesn't work well with my taste buds.
Okay. All right. Reasonable. But you heard what Dr. Leslie said, though. Get the tomato paste in the jar.
In the can.
In the jar.
Right, yes.
Versus the can.
Yes.
And you might find those in Italian specialty stores.
Right next to the pasta.
Yes.
Right next to the pasta, definitely. And read the ingredients, please. Pay attention to how much preservatives they put in there. And the sodium content.
And the sodium is the biggest thing I look for these days in anything I pick up.
And make sure they don't add any dye to it either.
Just coming to say that because that red color might look good, but it ain't healthy. Everything that look good, no good, Him look good, but him teeth got rotten.
So pay attention to labels. So folks, in the Caribbean, we have to take control of our health. Again, recommending that if you have not yet scheduled your annual, please go ahead and do so. It is good to schedule your annuals around your birthday, right? That's a great time of year to get it done and get your blood work done. Have your doctor go over your panel with you so that you are fully aware of the areas that need work, right? The areas of opportunity, and talk about a plan. Dr. Leslie highlighted the importance of not doing things rapidly, quickly. We don't want the Burger King method in our lifestyle, meaning my way, right away, quickly. Everything must be expeditious, right? So take your time and change course. All right. Okay, so next article, morning, Mr. President. Next article, we head on over to Guyana. Guyana passes bill to boost regional security through passenger data sharing. This article comes to us courtesy of Caribbean National Weekly. Guyana's National Assembly has passed the Advanced Passenger Information and Passenger Name Record Bill, establishing a centralized database to facilitate the exchange of passenger and cargo information among CARICOM member states. The legislation, approved on Friday, is expected to significantly enhance regional security and combat transnational organized crime. The API-PNR bill, developed by CARICOM's Legislative Committee, outlines the framework for collecting, transmitting, sharing, and storing advanced passenger information and passenger name records for individuals traveling to, from, or transiting through Guyana. The bill also activates the CARICOM Advanced Passenger Crew Information System. All right. Haiti, you're next. According to CaribbeanNationalWeekly.com, a group of 42 Haitian nationals, including a heavily pregnant woman and 6 children, have been detained by Jamaican authorities after arriving illegally by boat in Portland over the weekend, police confirmed. The migrants, who arrived between Saturday night and early Sunday morning, landed at Ross Craig Beach in Long Bay. They were aboard a 25-foot makeshift canoe with no engine. Their arrival was spotted by local residents who quickly alerted the authorities. Members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the JCF, and Jamaica Defense Force, JDF, responded swiftly, locating the migrants along the beach and nearby roadways. The group, consisting of 29 men, 7 women, 4 boys, and 2 girls, the group was taken into custody and transported to the Port Antonio Hospital for medical checks and processing. The pregnant woman was transferred to the maternity ward for further care. Police suspect the group may be repatriated as early as Monday. The vessel they arrived in was later destroyed by fire under circumstances that are not yet clear. This latest incident comes amid a growing wave of Haitian migration to Jamaica, particularly through Portland, which has become a frequent entry point for small boats fleeing the deepening humanitarian and political crisis in Haiti. The crisis has triggered a mass exodus from the French-speaking Caribbean nation, with hundreds of thousands of Haitians seeking refuge across the region. Well, according to our Minister of National Security in Jamaica, the Haitian migrants are seen as a special problem for Jamaica. He's also highlighting the links between the illegal migration and organized crime, including the illicit weapons for substances trade. Okay, no, we can't manage that in Jamaica. We have enough. We don't need more palm plenty. If you're coming, please do not bring the illegal behavior or the illicit behavior with you. That's a no-no. And I hope it's not those who are wreaking havoc in Haiti who are trying to escape. No, under the guise of seeking humanitarian refuge because of the political unrest that's there. And I will have to turn the mic over to the US. What's the plan, US? What's the plan? What's the plan? And if you have been a part of Coffee in Toe long enough, you know why I'm turning the mic over to them. Okay. Enough said. Next up, we head on over to Jamaica. Kelsey Farragon, post-mortem. I'm struggling for words this morning. Matter confirmed she was unalived also by strangulation. According to Nationwide Radio JM.com, a post-mortem examination that was conducted on the body of 9-year-old Kelsey Farragon has reportedly found that she was unalived by strangulation. The post-mortem was done on Sunday at the House of Tranquility Funeral Home in Kingston. Her body reportedly had bruises and lacerations. The examination also confirmed that the child was RAPD. Hair strands suspected to be from the alleged unaliver, Giovanni Ellis, were found on her body. Ellis was unalived in a reported confrontation with the police in Sandy Bay, Clarendon, last Monday. Reports are that the police seized an illegal pew-pew at the incident. Kelsey's partially body was discovered upside down in a barrel at her home at about 8 p.m. on Friday, May 9. Ellis, otherwise called Coolie Man, was reportedly out on bail for a offense matter involving a minor at the time of the incident. Well, I have no remorse for what happened to him. I'll just say that. No remorse. You are out on bail for a matter similar to this incident. And that is what you're going to do to a 9-year-old. The mother of the perpetrator, who was unalived by the police, She said, good riddance. She glad. His own mother. His own mother. When I heard that, I thought about something that Marlon has said several times. And when he would say it, I would cringe. But he would say that there are many parents who want the police to unalive their children. I was like, huh? He said, yeah, believe it or not. There are parents who want that for their children because they're sick and tired of being sick and tired. They're sick and tired of the trauma and the problems that they create in communities. So when I heard this one, and I think this is the second mother that I'm seeing celebrate, be happy, feel a sense of relief that their children, your sons, are gone.
So for me, if I am a parent that feels that way, I would have moved a bit quicker to snitch, tell on what my child is doing in order to stop many people from becoming victims. Yeah, I'm watching my words. Yeah.
So, Ja, some parents do report, but they're told circumstantial. They need evidence. They need something more concrete. And that is
I
why
will
we
be
say
that parent that will get some evidence.
and that is why we have the problems we're having today. It's too late. Because they say you cannot infringe on someone's rights and freedom based on speculation. If whoever is making the report needs to have hard evidence so that it can, the bait can hook, whatever, however you want to put it. They cannot go on your feelings. They cannot go on, you're just complaining about your child. They need something concrete. And how many times you're gonna have that? Are you really gonna have that? To be able to deposit that kind of report and have action?
They would be sick of me, and I would probably have to get the evidence myself then.
Yeah. When a parent wants this for their child, it's disturbing. Disturbing to say the least. Disturbing. Really is. All right. Next up, also out of Jamaica, GK Financial Services bracing for proposed U.S. remittance tax. Tax everything. All the money where you get, we are tax that. Tax upon tax. According to Nationwide Radio JM.com, one of the country's leading remittance agencies is bracing for the potential impact of a proposed tax on remittances from the United States. U.S. Republicans have proposed a 5% tax on remittances as part of a tax bill to advance President Donald Trump's legislative agenda. Grace Kennedy Financial Services Limited says it is working with its international partners to assess how the measure could affect green card holders as well as persons with non-immigrant visas. The group CEO of Grace Kennedy is Frank James.
Globally, remittance providers are taking the proposed U.S. remittance tax very seriously, and at GK, we are keenly monitoring developments and working closely with our international partner, Western Union, to assess any potential impact. If implemented as proposed, the tax would increase the cost of sending money for non-U.S. citizens. That said, remittances have historically proven to be a resilient and vital source of support for Jamaicans. And we're hopeful that this will continue.
Okay. James says there are already digital solutions that Grace Kennedy has in place to assist with ameliorating the worst impact of remittance tax.
While Grace Kennedy Money Services fees are determined in collaboration with Western Union, together we remain focused on expanding more affordable and accessible solutions for our customers. In the context of a potential remittance tax, digital solutions like our GK1 app help to offset some of the increased costs by providing a more economical, efficient alternative to traditional transfer methods. So by encouraging digital adoption, we at GK are helping to reduce transaction costs for our customers, making it cheaper and more convenient for them to continue supporting their loved ones here at home.
All right, so get ready. Who is paying the tax? Is it the remitter or the receiver? Did he say, did I miss it? Did he clarify who is going to pay the tax? Is it the sender or is it the receiver? Might be the sender, you know. So here what gonna happen, folks. If you call from Jamaica to beg anybody up your $100, $100, what is going to happen? Me not absorb that cost then, or you're gonna feel it today. If you call me from Jamaica and say, listen, I need $100, my minus the 5% plus the remittance fee of that $100. Come in and have it.
Who can blame you? No one can blame you.
I don't have it. Me done go through enough up here and you don't want me to pay more than plenty. No, sir. So instead of you getting $100, right? You're gonna get what? 95 or so, 5% or so, me right? 10% of 100, how much that? The maths 10% of 100 is how much that, ja? Not $10.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so 5%, not $5. So $95 you're gonna get minus the tax, the cost to send the money come here. So for $90 you get you for make a $90 work enough, friend.
I mean, PayPal has been doing that for a minute now. When you send stuff overseas, the receiver will get less. So sometimes you have to send more. So you eat that cost.
Things rough out the road, yeah. Everything gone up. Everything gone up. So appreciate the fact that we can send the $90 from you. Okay, Alexia, morning, darling. Welcome to Coffee.
Good morning.
Have you seen the updates with regard to TikTok? What you can and cannot say, what you can do and cannot do? We are skating on thin ice, so please be very careful.
There's a workaround, you know. There's a main workaround to that remittance thing, because with JN that I know of, JN, if you are, say for example, you moments, you're gonna send me money. Like the last time you were here, me I went go over JN go up one account. And you just send money to yourself in your account. A lot of people have done that. They just open an account here in Jamaica, in JN, and then just deposit money in the account through JN money transfer. And there is no remittance charge, period. And that's you putting money in your account.
Do you put it out? So you open a US account, you open a Jamaican account. What I would say is you open a US dollar account, you put the money in there, because the exchange rate, if you send it to a Jamaican dollar account, exchange rate going to be right there. You might as well pay the 5%.
Well, a US, no, it's a US account.
No, I was just saying there's some people who may not want a US account. Open a Jamaican dollar account. In that case, you're better off paying the 5% for the tax. Not telling the truth, because the exchange rate back down, the bank they move like black market. All right, folks. So yeah, thank you for highlighting that, folks. There are ways and means to get things done more cost efficiently. Trinidad and Tobago welcomes major gas discovery at Perenco's Onyx Field. Article courtesy of Caribbean National Weekly. The government of Trinidad and Tobago is celebrating what it calls a very positive development for the country's energy sector following the successful appraisal of the Onyx Field operated by Perenco Trinidad and Tobago Limited. The Onyx Field, located offshore in the Columbus Basin between the Teak and Pui fields, has revealed gas-bearing sands after appraisal drilling operations began in January 2025. Perenco, which holds a 70% working interest in the field, began drilling the Onyx 02B01 appraisal well and a planned sidetrack on January 17th. Last week, Perenco confirmed the discovery of significant columns of natural gas in two separate geological compartments on the eastern section of the Onyx field. The find, made at a depth of 180 feet, marks a major milestone for the company and potentially for Trinidad and Tobago's future gas supply. So here's the message I have for you, Trinidad. While I am happy for you, that money is going to go back into infrastructural repairs. Why I'm saying that? If you've been paying attention to what's going on with Trinidad and Tobago, they have been getting a lot of earthquakes recently. Quite a few earthquakes have been happening down there. And Uno can't tell me, say, you know, have nothing to do with the drilling that's going on. 180 feet? Go right ahead.
No, I was going to ask, is it from mining or drilling? But you answered.
180 feet deep? Come on.
So as they drill, are they not aware of fault lines?
Who cares? We drill, baby, drill.
Hmm.
I mean, money is the master. We do what we must to get the money. You know, we have to get back our position as a key player. You know, we have Guyana right there. We have, I think it's Grenada. We have Venezuela. We have Suriname. Come on, we need to, we don't care. We do what we must to stay relevant. Isn't that what life is about? It seems. Without any regard for the effects. Last year, I must say, if an allow me I tell, they had at least 5 earthquakes. So the oil money are going to go right into fixing the roads and the sidewalks and buildings. I just say go. We just go and fix. We get the money, we spend the money. Come in on the right hand, go out to the left hand. Anyway, I won't go down that rabbit hole today. Welcome, Prof. Exploring the beauty boom in the Caribbean. It is now time for our lifestyle and feature segment, travel, lifestyle, and feature segment. Time for us to go down in the islands. All right. According to this article, courtesy of Caribbean National Weekly, the Caribbean beauty industry is no longer playing catch up. It's leading with confidence, culture, and color. With the regional, hold on a second, Caribbean National Weekly, why are you spelling color C-O-L-O-R? Did the spelling of color change in the Caribbean?
Isn't that the British way that they spell color?
No, we spell it C-O-L-O-R in the Caribbean. Where did we get this?
Very American.
Why are we using the American spelling for color? Caribbean National Weekly.
Wait, how is it spelled?
C-O-L-O-U-R.
I thought the U-R was the British way.
Yeah, that's the British way. But the they're spelling it COLOR, the American way, and I disapprove.
Oh, okay,
I'm
okay,
sorry,
okay.
I disapprove. If you are a Caribbean-owned company, media outlet, can we abide by the rules of the Caribbean English language? Thank you. Can we not lose everything? I would like an edit done. Caribbean National Weekly, COLOUR. Please and thank you. Quick and fast. And everything we have to adapt. That just threw me off. Sorry, it's the British in me, Adesoji. Thank you. You know, we owe it all to the monarchy.
Yeah.
Thank you. This is just rubbing me. I find it hard to proceed with this article.
Don't be offended if you don't. I understand.
With the regional beauty and personal care market forecasted to generate a revenue of US $4.45 billion in 2025 and projected to grow annually by 4.21%, Caribbean consumers, especially women of color, are reshaping beauty norms that once excluded them. Rather than adapting to Eurocentric standards, Caribbean beauty is defining its path, centered on melanin rich skin, tropical skincare needs, and bold cultural expression. Celebrity makeup artist Chanel Patrick built her career around celebrating Black beauty, reclaiming its space from the margins, particularly as the world of film and photography has traditionally favored light skin as the norm. And yet, despite these limitations, Patrick enjoys enhancing Black and brown skin tones. I adore creating luminous, bronzy skin against bursts of jewel tones. Clearly, there has been a shift in the conversation. Today, women of color in the Caribbean. Oh, Lord, Jai, you scared me. Thank you, Jai. Thank you. Clearly, there has been a shift in the conversation. Today, women of color in the Caribbean are embracing their natural features and demanding that products be made for them, by them, and because of them. The island weather affecting skincare and makeup wearability, and Afro Caribbean heritage influencing style choices. Caribbean beauty isn't just regional, it's revolutionary. So, here are some options we love. Living in the Caribbean has its beauty challenges: high humidity, intense UV exposure, and a vibrant social life that demands a photo ready glow. But the right accessories can be game changers. Beauty tools that enhance precision, durability, and convenience are becoming increasingly essential for island based routines. One accessory gaining traction is the lighted makeup mirror. On platforms like QVC, portable LED mirrors have become popular as vital tools in daily skincare and makeup routines. With adjustable brightness, color correct lighting, and even USB charging ports, Caribbean women can perfect their look even in low light spaces or while on the move. Mega says something. Mega says something. I don't know, gonna like me for this. You don't need LED mirrors, you know. You don't have a window in a house and the sun shine. If you want real to have a natural beat on your face, and that is makeup. Lord Jesus, I'm gonna have to change my words. A natural look when you apply your makeup. Just go by a well-lit window with a mirror and apply your makeup that way, because I have seen where LED mirrors are used, and when you go out the door, it's a different look. I don't know. I just I say, just a suggestion.
Slight pushback for fairly observant man. I do agree with the mirrors, because when you're standing next to your windows and Ladies will don't judge me. How do I know? When they're applying their makeup, their mouth is usually open and usually bees fly around. So the last thing you want is swallow a bee. So
I say go outside, I say go buy a window,
yeah.
Hilarious.
seriously, that mouth open my. Or sometimes.
Exactly. So there you go.
All the facial expressions to apply
Don't ask me
the
how I
makeup.
know. We watch, we don't judge.
Best lighting I can use, ladies, is natural light. Me not telling no lie. Because me see some people put on the makeup and they look good in the LED light. And so then go to the door, you're like, oh, did you just step out of the board?
Yeah, they didn't smooth it in. You didn't see that you needed to smooth it in a little bit. Yeah.
And then ladies, sometimes the face and the neck are two different colors.
Yep. 2 shades.
Sometimes the face and the hands are two different.
Yeah, 2 shades.
It's depending on what you're wearing, right? If you're wearing something that is a tube top, what is it called, tube top, or strapless, or even if you're wearing spaghetti straps or whatever, blend, baby, blend, make everything blend. Don't let me be looking at you in confusion. Because whilst I may not say something, my facial expressions will give it away. Because I'll be looking at you, and I'll be looking at your face, and I'll be looking at your neck. I'll be looking at your face, and I'll be looking at your eyes.
Don't create a clown effect.
I'm that person. I'm sorry. I'm telling you who I am. But you know we are none. If your face and your hand and your face and your neck now go match it, but you know we are none. Blend. All right? Or wear a turtleneck or something with a high. Prof, unfortunately, we don't have a remove comment error. Comments like those we can no longer entertain. I can be banned permanently. I'm using a specific name. I can be banned permanently for that. So let us be careful. You may want to just drop the first letter or any suggestions, folks?
So is the man using an LED mirror?
Yeah, that may be a good one. I know it was a question, Prof, but effective today, there are some new rules for TikTok, and we have to be guided accordingly. Because yeah, let's just say it's sticky around here.
1984 terms. 1984 applies. 1984 applies.
We have to talk in code.
But even if he uses commander in chief, he's asking a question, right? That's the ridiculousness. Yeah, it's the ridiculousness of it all. Yeah.
What we have to understand, Jack, and this is what it is. Anything that is said in a way that could be deemed offensive is looked down upon.
So no parody, no satire. What's the world coming to?
Only in terms of endearment, only words of positivity, only things that are uplifting.
So we love the shade of
yeah, we love the shade
that he wears.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of a fruit.
Is there a list? Is there a list or a document that we can
go on over on TikTok, girl. Me send the video. And then there are a whole lot. Yeah.
Now make we go over red note. Cause we're free of a red note, you know. Can we go over red note?
I still think that I can use red cap and black cap with no problem, right? Because they do wear that.
And I'm gonna say, don't do it, Ja. Anything that can be deemed as negative.
No signifiers. No signifiers.
Yeah, let us stay away from that. If we're gonna do that, I might as well just call Puffin to a rock and everybody go them ways and we.
So me at the social now go get me song again. You just done this so.
No.
Why me I tell you we can't have nothing good in our life. Nothing at all.
No begging on TikTok. So
That's the highlight of my week.
What do you mean no begging? Where at all?
There's no begging on TikTok. So in other words, I wouldn't even ask you to tap up his screen because that's a farmer begging. I wouldn't even ask you to subscribe. That's a farmer begging. I don't catch apps, nothing. If you are seen begging on TikTok, you will be banned. The Jamaican are gonna do it on TikTok. So we just.
I'm sorry that kicked off. I'm sorry I got kicked off, but I think you said you were gonna go over the everything again. Maybe just do it briefly, so those who came in the room recently will understand because they really don't know.
Rosolo, you know what I realized?
What, darling?
I realize with the rules are bendable here. It's bendable because when there's if I get the word wrong, please correct me. When I see debunkery, when I see foolishness, it's just out there. You haven't. If you guys stroll the TikTok streets like I do, you sometimes my mouth they don't have my big toe. Me say this the fire so really.
So interestingly enough, Alexa, there is a video that I want to play in our health and science news segment, but I can't because yesterday I got a violation when we were talking about a little girl and expressing our concerns. I got flagged for talking about S and things of an S nature. And all we were doing was highlighting our concerns about this little girl and her mom and how we feel the mom is taking advantage of this little girl. I got a violation for that. Teflon got a violation just because he was up on the platform, which he had to appeal. Just because he was up on the stage. Now, the thing that I want to play is a video that Dr. Sharon has talking about women's health, men's health as it relates to below our waist. And I know if I play it, I'm going to get flagged. Talking about health. I'm not even going to take a chance with that. Where's the thing? So these are a couple of them. I invite you to check out and I have lost some followers. Interestingly, I just go to my profile a while ago to go for the videos to play them raw. Some followers, God, it's okay. Okay. I was gonna say something I did. No, all right, so these are some of the videos. But if you go on TikTok, there are several people are going over the different clips. So let me just play them real quick, folks. And be guided accordingly. All right. Here's one. Hold on, let me turn this up.
May 20th, 20. The new TikTok update takes effect tomorrow, May 20th, 2025. There will be new community guidelines, so content creators, please be mindful of this change. If you are monetized on this platform or trying to be monetized on this platform, this is for you. Be specifically mindful about the things that you are putting in the comment section under people's videos. So TikTok is looking to take away monetization rights from people's accounts. Okay, so if it was me, I wouldn't comment at all. You could continue to engage using all of the buttons, but the comment button, skip that part. Use an emoji. Yeah. So I'm gonna give you an example. A lot of people just slang talk, right? We would say things like, yo, you crazy under somebody's comment, like you joking around, kidding, not really calling them crazy. And that is one of the things that can get your account banned, flagged, taken away, and all of that. So definitely be mindful of how you word your words if you do want to continue to comment. To each his own. Use emojis. Try not to be using specific type of words. That's going to definitely get your account flagged and get you banned and remove your rights from ever being and participating in the monetization program, creative rewards, creative fun, all of these things, even TikTok live. TikTok is making no hesitation in removing these accounts. Okay, when it comes to community guidelines and violating their terms and conditions, I am going to post it up on the screen. It's probably going to be there from the beginning of the video. If I didn't post it already, it will be up there now. Make a backup account, just in case something happens to your regular account. You might get flagged for something that you didn't even know that you did. So just be mindful and protect yourself.
So that's one video. Here's another one.
So TikTok is about to ban a lot of people's pages. Let me tell you why. First of all, you can no longer use a backdrop screen of the situation you're talking about. Like if you're doing an article on somebody, you cannot use a green screen in your background to make your piece. That's one thing. Secondly, all this begging you see people doing, they'll get on live and start begging for and all this stuff, gifts and all that stuff. They finna cut that out. No more begging. That's gonna be cut out. Also, when you see people get on here and use fake clickbait.
Okay, so let me stop for 1 second. So you see that begging? So they have the features where you set your goals. Let's say you're hosting a live. You set your goal, leave it there so. If people want to help you meet the goal, let them do so. Do not set nobody tap up the screen to get your likes. Do not put it in the chat either. Do not put in the chat. Come on, folks, let's tap up the screen. Don't do that. And please, folks, do not. None of us don't put it in the chat.
Hold on. What do you mean by goal? What's that?
Okay, so for example, at the top of the screen where you see the rows, right? And the goal is to get to 50 roses.
Okay.
And you see the number of roses that are there. Or none of us here should
can prompt.
Don't do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't do it. Don't do it at all. Don't mention it at all. So neither the host nor guests in the space nor people in the just watching and think that do not encourage. Thank you, Lenky. Thank you, Lorette. Body slivers.
So you can't use cough 3 times.
No, so do not. It's just don't do it, folks.
I get it.
Right. So it is what it is. Right?
Then moments, what go to people when we play a game? Because this is how they interact with their people in the comments.
Play the game without telling them, come on top of the screen. Play the game without telling them to do these things. Find another way.
No, but me I tell you, say it happened. Don't you last night me the power and game. I think just a watch.
It's their rules. People have to be more creative.
Mighty God of Daniel.
Yeah. I'm not here to argue with them. As I said, was it last week or was it yesterday when them flagged me? I said, and it wasn't for doing, and it was yesterday. Thank you, Ja. I said they're playing the long game, and I can't blame them. It's a storm we're gonna have to ride for at least the next 4 years, and it makes sense for them to say, you know what? Let us appease rather than displease, because if we displease, there is more to be lost. When you think that there are a lot of people who use TikTok as a mechanism to support their finances, right? There are people who are able to engage with and create and build a clientele because of TikTok. they are fully aware of the revenue that is generated. So they would rather play the long game, everybody toe the line, so that people continue to make their money. So no point complaining. What do we want? Everybody to lose the revenue, or we allow people to continue to earn, and we just follow by just simply following the guidelines, right? Some of the guidelines that they're instituted make sense. Some of them make sense because there's some people on here begging who take it a bit too far. Them go on too much with go on with the most. It's like them are threatening you. Could it be that they're also aware of some unfortunate situations that have happened in other countries while a live is going on? Right? Let me finish playing this. Hold on.
Or lying on their think pieces to get people to watch it. They couldn't.
So no more clickbait. Don't put up a headline, and then when I click your video, what you're talking about is misleading. The headline is misleading. You only put the headline to get me to watch your video. Clickbaiting.
That out. And last but not least, I'm so glad they cutting this out because I have seen some stuff and I don't even like to see it. I keep scrolling because I couldn't believe some of the stuff I saw. When you go live and you are indecent, your page is gonna immediately be banned. So no more doing things you're not supposed to do on a live on TikTok to try to get gifts and stuff like that because it's degrading really. And TikTok is a place I was coming to. I don't know about nobody else. I like to come to TikTok for.
So no more twerking, no more. None of that. No
Sorry,
more
Willie.
bending over and touch your toes.
Sorry, we
Just stand there and look cute.
we like what we like. Sorry.
No more Dexter? Oh, Lord.
I mean, there can be Dexter, but when you hear Dexter, sit down and cross your legs like a young lady.
Go get one tambourine and two shake.
Whatever content we put out must be child friendly.
Information, and it just turned into another source of income when I got into the creators reward.
So let me play the other one. It breaks it a little more.
Don't freak out.
What is
Monetization
Tima's alarm?
changing on TikTok. There are some new rules.
So let me
and
read this before I play the rest of this one. This is the last one I'm going to play, and there are more videos. I encourage everybody, familiarize yourselves. Go to the search bar and type in whatever you need to type in to find out the new rules. TikTok is demonetizing clickbait, beggars, people with criminal histories, and more.
They just sent notifications out to most people that you will be kicked out if you don't follow these new rules. So kind of harsh wording, right? Let's go into everything the notification said. TikTok is now focusing more on high quality content creation and monetizing those videos accordingly. So your regular everyday videos with not much editing, you talking straight to the camera, are not going to make as much money anymore. Now, you will get additional rewards for your videos that meet these qualifications. I do feel like with their language that they're going to want to switch over to only monetizing higher quality videos. If they want to compete with bigger platforms like YouTube, which is really their only competition at this point, you got to do what you got to do. Ensure your videos are 1080p or higher. Put that in bold. I'm going to recap everything as fast as I can, but this is the full list of everything that will get you banned from the program. If your video content is copied from others or has minimal original input or edits, split screen content, meaningless reactions, low quality images, or slide videos, all of those clipping pages demonetized. That's why I said y'all need to not do that. If your content lacks meaningful value and is designed to attract clicks, aka clickbait, you're banned. Inappropriate content, it has to be kid friendly. And you must follow the creator code of conduct, which says we hold monetized creators basically to a higher standard and expect that they will conduct themselves on and off TikTok in a manner that will not jeopardize the safety of others or the integrity of our platform. Access to creator activities, meaning monetization platforms, is a privilege and not a right. Now I know a lot of y'all are wondering, how would they know what people are doing off platform? So they spell it out. Creators' content both on and off platform must not create potential harm to others if there are verifiable claims such as public records, indictments, convictions, news stories, pleas, or self-admission. We can suspend their access to creator activity.
So let me ask a question with that right there. How are they going to know if you have a public record? Are they now scanning using your face scan to go through public records?
No, somebody would come on here, either you know, don't want to use a public talk. Somebody will either come here and make a news story of it, or based on what is generally available now, AI, be able to pick that out and carry forth. Yeah.
So now they're going to be searching court records for you to see what's there on you folks. So
I don't think they're going to search. I think that people that have a grievance will give them the information.
And you have people out there, folks, who are evil as heck.
Here's another list of things: bullying or harassing, organizing harmful or dangerous activities, harm to yourself or others, risking the safety and well-being of minors. There's a lot of accounts. I can't even talk about it. I can send TikTok a couple accounts on that one. Trade of illegal or counterfeit goods. Honestly, them putting that makes me even be worried about posting bags from the gate. Presenting sensitive topics in an inflammatory or polarizing manner to try and incentivize viewers to send gifts. Ooh! So basically, half of the creators on TikTok are going to get banned. Yes, that's a lot. That sounds scary, but if you are an average, normal person, this does not impact you at all. I'm just out here talking to y'all how to make better content. I'm on another page talking about shopping fines. I think generally being a good person is not a hard ask for them. And also, I love these new rules on clickbait.
Hold on, that's interesting. Because there are those of us who are here being good people, but we're still reprimanded for being good people. Because you have people who wake up miserable and don't like you and just want to make your life miserable. They say misery loves company, right? And they seek to do that. Hey, Darian. Yeah, they seek to do that. So be careful what you put under people's videos when you're scrolling through TikTok and you're commenting on their posts. Be very careful what you put there.
But it's that I don't get. I mean, social media by its very nature means, interaction. So if somebody were to come onto someone else's page and leave a comment, why is that the responsibility of the person who has said account? How is that responsibility? That doesn't make sense. Doesn't. It's either you have, I can understand if you say the content creator, him or herself, have a certain responsibility to uphold, and they uphold said responsibility. But someone coming along and putting in a comment, regardless of how egregious the said comment is, that's not the responsibility of said creator. It's called social media. The key word is interaction. Otherwise, we might as well go back to the 1984, when we just listen to TV and radio tells us what to think. And that's it. So I get all of this, trying to appeal to our adorable uncle, but still, there's a limit. There's a limit. I yield.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It's like me coming onto the street now and using unlawful verbiage on the good King Charles, which I'll never bring myself to do. Yeah. Long may he rule over us. But wave the flag, yes, Jamaica. So
there are countries. I'm sorry, Adesoji.
go on.
There are countries that are living this way, and now they would like that in the United States as well.
I mean, it's largely due to the fact that the adorable uncle has decided, you know what, certain things are not permissible. And rather than the powers that be say, well, this is not the culture of the place, we've decided, you know what, we're going to make him feel comfortable so he can be as egregious as he wants to be. But we can't. No, I'm not saying we can, but I'm saying we have no retort. So basically, we have to take it on the chin, as a, for want of a better word. But here's the thing. Now, with this kind of platform where they are living on a 90-day reprieve, 90-day reprieve, because I noticed it's only recently that they were granted an extension. And the redrawing of the rules came only after said, after said extension.
Extension was granted, yeah.
Exactly. So now we know what the motivation is. So you're no different than the others that are within that polity, So again, if we have to play by those rules, then, those are the rules that we have to play by. But I still take exception to the idea that simply somebody coming along and posting a comment is my responsibility.
Exactly.
How does that work?
Yeah, I can only control my actions. I can't
Exactly.
control someone else's, but I'm going to be punished. It kind of go back to the days when you're growing up, right? Where if one child gets in trouble,
all of you are getting it.
So now it means that I have to read out the rules and regulations if you come to my space. These are the things that will not be tolerated. And if you can't fall in line, you got to go, because I'm not going to put you before me. That's pretty much what it is telling us to do.
But then they should allow you to delete said comments.
Thank you. Thank you. Like you said, if you never did it, you're able to call. No, but seriously, give us the option to delete the comments on the lives, especially if somebody might type something by mistake. Something might type something because for example, in Jamaica, we have certain terms that we use that other people might look at us sideways, but we know it no mean nothing. We just attack. That's how it.
Exactly. Nuances. Nuance is key. It's key to language. Sometimes you can be in a circle and certain people will say certain things. Those who should be in the know will be in the know. It's not for everyone. Again, and then if you take exception to that, then clearly you're not working within the boundaries of, it just doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. It just doesn't make sense. Yes, but, like they say, it's their ball. That's how they choose to play with it. If we want to play the game, we roll up our sleeves and, get in the field. But the rules are the rules. But still, some rules are just as, it's like, so it's like, I am on a field of play. I'm playing. And we have a referee. And an opposing player does something egregious to me. The referee misses it. I can't even, talk to the guy that, listen, what you just done is exactly. It makes no sense. I'm sorry. No matter how many times people play that thing or, explain it, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't.
Oh, but Adesoji, you know what? What's up, Lenky? I saw hand the mic over to you, Lenky. But Adesoji, real quick, you know what? I'm replaying the videos in my head that we just played. Dressing. No, woman, please cover up. Just go get you a muumuu, or make sure you're not showing any cleavage, nothing. Because somebody might find that offensive. No, seriously. Because everything must be child friendly.
So I can no longer come onto TikTok for my...
For your viewing pleasure. Do you know that it suppressed one of my videos, one of the videos that I put up when I was on vacation, they suppressed it. And you know why? Because our family member has a bottle of drink, a brown bottle in their hand. They got suppressed for that.
Well, yeah, but people like us like what we like, no judging. But hey,
Can't see my shoulders anymore, huh?
No, we don't want to see that.
Sorry, Addie.
Moments. Your content got suppressed because they had what in their hands?
A bottle, the BEER that was originally from Jamaica, the brown bottle.
Yeah.
They had that in there. The label wasn't even showing enough, but they suppressed it, saying I was promoting all to the heart.
Yeah, but what about the content creators where this is their content? Because you have a lot of creators on here who sample all to the hall from all over the world. So what's going to happen to their content? So, me tell you, sir, so yeah, exactly right.
Zip it. Go ahead, Lanky. Thank you for your patience.
Hey, what's up? So, next time don't hand over the mic, hand over the talkerphone. Yeah, but it like what I'm curious to find out is like if someone comments on your platform and then you get banned, what happened to the person who makes the comment? Because what Adesoji was saying, like you don't make no sense because if you can pick up that this is my platform and there was like some malicious or whatever comment or interaction or whatever on my page, then surely you can pick up that this is the person who made the comment or whatever it is that you're reprimanding me for, and just go ahead and just reprimand them. Why come to me, the recipient, So, I agree with him. It makes absolutely no sense. And you made reference to like sports, like sometimes the feeling your teammate does something and you can't really control it. The referee is gonna tell you like, listen, control your team. But then you have sometimes there's this one player that, in the heat of the moment, you just cannot control him, and you get reprimanded for it. And it's a similar thing that in Jamaica, I think they were saying like if the driver has their seatbelt on and the passenger does not, then the driver can get ticketed. I have no idea how that makes sense and I told people, listen, regardless of what the law says, if I go to court, I'm going to tell the judge, listen, I don't want to assault this person because if I tell them put their seatbelt on and they refuse, I can't go ahead and put it on them. They could say I assaulted them, so I just think some things just don't make no sense.
Like you're funny you said that. Can you say that? When we were in Jamaica the other day, coming from Portland, we got pulled over. So the person who was driving, you know why he got pulled over? Because his hand was outside. You know when some people driving and they put their hand outside? His hand was outside. No, he and Marlon were in the front and they had their seatbelts on. Me and Marlon's cousin in the back, we didn't have our seatbelts on. And he said to the person driving, I should give you another ticket because them not wearing a seatbelt around our back. He got a $5,000 ticket just because his hand was outside the car window, the van window.
Moments. I don't know what, like every time I go to Jamaica and I hold my hands up, it's my fault. But every time I go to Jamaica, I get a speeding ticket. Well, I don't get a speeding ticket, but I get pulled over for speeding, but I kid you not, every single, because like I'm the kind of person like first thing I do, because I realize like Jamaican police, like they like to be in control. So once they pull me over and I find out, I'm in the wrong, listen, I just give them all the control. I give them all the control they want. And they tell me about my speed and admit to it and this and that. And then we talk and we talk and we laugh and we talk and we laugh till them just ever go on.
You have to play the diplomatic game. But yeah, things have changed. things have changed, and I totally agree with you and Adasoji. Don't hold me responsible for your actions. Give me the tools so I can hold you responsible. If you
So
like it, put a comment in the chat and me not like it, or any of my panelists disapprove of it, we should be able to remove the comment, and or you, as a matter of fact, the person put in the comment, if I said to you, yo, Lenky, remove that, you should be able to go in and remove your own comment.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. Moments. I think, don't quote me. I think there should be like some settings that you can filter out certain stuff. I'm not 100% sure. There should be a setting somewhere there.
All
I
right.
don't know if I was dreaming.
So I go to comment settings, right? You can allow comments. You can filter comments. You can block keywords. Show the most helped comment. No, this is time consuming.
True.
It takes away from one's ability. Now, listen to you can mute people, right? You can mute people for the duration of the live. You can mute persons based on specific words, phrases, and emojis. Come on, man. Who have time to sit down and do this every day? This is not I don't have a studio engineer. Hey, thank you, Cindy. It's like you're calling for a whole team of people. Okay, you manage that. You manage that. You manage that. You manage that. We're getting paid like that. Well, I ain't getting paid. Let me put it properly. Like the girls say, thank God, it's covering TikTok. No, it's covering SoundCloud and the DJ app and SoundCloud that they use. But come on, they're acting like everybody's getting a check and you're on a payroll. Thank you, Cindy. But that's how the thing go, folks. We just have to toe the line. That's how it goes.
You gotta kiss it before you kick it. I don't want to say that word and get you.
No, and the thing is, the truth is, as we say in Jamaica, right? Take time, draw your hand out a lion mouth. And this is where I'm not going to call the platform's name, but there's a specific platform. If they were playing smart, they would take certain things into consideration, fix them system, fix them platform, so it is more user friendly. And I'll just say that. I'm not calling a name. I'm never leave it right. I just saw it. So Alexia, those are the rules and regulations, and there are more. So remember, folks, don't ask somebody to tap up your screen. Do not ask somebody to send in a gift. Do not put up your cash app on your post asking for money. None of that. As a matter of fact, none of that. May I beg you to do, please and thank you.
And cover up as well.
Please.
Unfortunately, I still reluctantly, but
No, I'm protecting you all. If you're gonna go on camera, do not show those of us who have, more chest. Find a way, do something, because I guarantee you they're gonna say that you're inappropriately dressed, and this is supposed to be a child-friendly platform. Can somebody create a platform just for children? Why TikTok don't do that?
there are lots of them. There are lots of them out there.
Okay, so what are you putting them at the pioneer then? What is there for the adults?
We have them. It's called Sesame Street, but that's banned now too, huh?
That's not a platform, Ja. I'm saying a platform like TikTok, Facebook.
We have platforms for adults, but probably will.
It's called books. They don't need a platform. They're children. That's the whole point. They don't need to be on social media the way we are. They're children. Watch that Miss True and go read a book. I'll go play outside.
Yeah.
Sorry, Soji. I didn't mean to cut you. I'm sorry, Soji.
The people. Hey, what's up? I think Caribbean people and Africans, we like the mindset of like getting your like we're not entitled. We weren't brought up that way. Where we're entitled to stuff, compared to like I see things here, even in the workplace, people just have this mentality that, they're entitled. So they try to involve their kids in everything. And they think that it's okay. And growing up, like, no, I can understand, hey, you want to listen to your kids and you want to, what, first time, like, older folks, if you ask a question, they would shut you down and stuff like that. No, it's not to turn away a child or, if they ask a question, you want to give them an answer because they're curious. But, books and stuff in this country is not what, parents encourage their kids to do. It's everything else. And I've seen where, I have friends that, we notice certain stuff. Like even there was one time this guy, he was saying when his mom passed away, what he's gonna get. And me and my friend, when we heard that, we were shocked because, growing in Jamaica, yeah, we know our parents are gonna pass, but we will never ever even dare think about that day when they're gonna pass. So I think it's just a culture thing here. The kids, they just feel like, they should get everything that they want, and it's just crazy.
Time I'm picking on them place anymore. So what do
Here.
the adults have?
Exactly.
What do the adults have? Because as you talk about libations in the chat, as this, that somebody's trying to introduce a bill where it is banned in this country, and I'm not going to be, I think, going to use the imagination to know what I'm talking about. So certain websites will know they want to ban everything as it relates to that industry.
Adults have a host of websites, so.
But in the US, they're trying to introduce a bill to have them all down.
Good luck with that.
And you're right, Ozzy, they're trying to make child labor legal too. Because isn't it 7 years old they're saying? 7 years old or not? You shouldn't be on no benefits if you're 7.
Hold on. Moments, backtrack. When you had to verify your account, right? You had to show like your ID and stuff like that for this app. You haven't yet have to do that?
Well, I haven't, not yet.
I've had to verify my account. I've had to hold my ID up to my camera because TikTok asked for verification. TikTok asked for verification. I had to hold my ID up. So my thing is this, and I'm not even a content creator. My thing is this. No, I mean like really put out. You understand? Like any videos, pictures, nothing like that.
Thank you for coming.
Right, Adi? And I've had to do things. How are kids still on here? Would we as adults be okay to sign up to an app that in the process of signing up to gain access to the app, we have to show our IDs? Would we be okay with that to make sure that no kids are coming onto the app? Would we be okay with that? Me just ask. Seeing as we want to have an app that kids won't have access to, would we be okay with that? Being having to show your ID to a camera showing that I'm an adult, this is me.
As he said, could be different regulations in different countries too.
And I don't think anyone will have a problem with that, but we can't control what people do. So you have an app and then you have a child that you want to put on dancing to, where them fans at. And we don't control what content you put in after you verified being an adult, but you choose to put your toddler on. So that's happening as well. My mic, because that's the problem. Control the problem. That's the problem. This is an 18 and over app. We shouldn't have any issues with worrying about kids on here and content. Our content, everyone is supposed to be 18 and over. Verify. If you want us to take a picture and verify that, you want us to show ID, that's fine. But then when you are verified as an adult, ensure that the page and the content within that page is not a child.
I agree.
But when you're showing that ID, is it right next to your face, or are we just showing you a picture? Because a child can just hold up their parent's ID, and then that's that.
Michael Kors vibes. Just switch out the letters, I think y'all.
At that point, John, that would be on the parents. Why your kid have access to your ID? Why is it okay for your kid to go in your bag to go take your stuff? If your child does this behind your because now we have to make people adults be adults now. My daughter could never go into my bag. Ever, you know, we have little toddlers when they're coming from work, they'll climb into your bag. My daughter, she knows better than that. Now, adults have to be adults. Your kid not supposed to have access to your bag. And if they take your personal stuff and go do an account with it, that's fraud. We deal with that the right way. Too many times kids get away with things. Too much. And we are, their kids know what them did that do. So we give them the punishment for it, yeah? I'm done with that. I'm done with making them slide because you're kids and kids will be kids. No, if you have the mind to develop the thought to use my ID to get around going on something that you weren't supposed to, get the full arm of the discipline. That's what I say. Yeah?
Unfortunately, that's not how the world is run these days. That's the unfortunate part. I watched something the other night where the father was sleeping. I don't know if it was a skit. And the mother had the camera on the child. Now, this was a toddler. The toddler kept going into the father's wallet and pulling out the money and bringing it over to the mother. This is while the father is sleeping. And the comment, POV, my baby loves me. And he just kept going in the wallet. And, it was a toddler that it couldn't even pick up more than $1 at a time. So it was going back and forth. And that's all you see on this video.
Sorry.
That's what I was just about to say.
The mother taught that child to do that. Sorry.
I know, but we don't have control of what certain people are doing with their children. We know how we were raised. But unfortunately, just like the story we spoke about yesterday, some people don't agree with her. And some people find it okay. I yield.
Yeah. Way the cookie crumbles. Darian, so heads up. Sesame Street has found a home on Netflix. So you'll be able to continue to see Sesame Street on PBS and now also on Netflix. Yeah. So go Sesame Street. Elmo, you're safe. Big Bird, you're safe. Oscar the Grouch, you're safe. Many of us grew up on Sesame Street. Many toddlers learn to count on Sesame Street before they go to school. Many toddlers learn the alphabet on Sesame Street. Popcorn's hit single, My Type, certified silver in the United Kingdom. According to Caribbean National Weekly, dancehall superstar Popcorn has earned a major international accolade with his hit single, My Type, being certified silver in the United Kingdom by the British phonographic industry. PHONO, just in case somebody here on TikTok listed. Now, and grasp the pronunciation, can't spell, and don't know what word mean, and go report it. Phonographic.
Yes.
PHONOGRAPHIC. Industry. Go look here up if you don't know what I mean before they report.
Yes. St. Thomas natives in the house.
Born at St. Thomas, my friend.
Yeah, I think it's really deserving. He's really deserving because, like, if you think about it, like, he has been one of the most consistent artists out of Jamaica for probably the last 10 years or more. If you think about it, just think about it right now. Like, Popcorn doesn't have to do. He's slowly getting into the realm of like a Vibes Cartel where he doesn't really have to do a new song. Like, he has a huge catalog, and considering he hasn't even been to the US, it's just meaning like Europe.
You know, reach out the US yet?
No. It's it's mainly like Africa, Europe, like mostly like London. Like, he's big in London, I think Canada, and a lot of people don't know, but Popcorn created history. I think it was in Gambia. I think it was one of those countries in Africa. Like almost the whole country came out to see Popcorn.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah, big up yourself, Popcorn.
Yes, man. I didn't know you were. I didn't know you were born in St.
I was born in St. Thomas, Morant Bay, St. Thomas.
Yeah,
I
cool.
grew up there.
That's
But yeah, I guess I'm a neighbor's friend. Cut. Oh my
that's good,
God.
man.
Whose statement? Hold on. As you say, you heard his statement. Hold on there. As the way you there. Lord Jesus. Hold on. Let me see if I can find the comment. Which statement? As the there. As the way you're there. I don't know if you can come up. Or put it on the chat. Aziz. What statement?
Yeah, hello.
Hey, what's that?
Good. Yeah, man, he made a statement speaking out against violence against women and children.
Okay, awesome.
I thought that was really good of him to do as well. Especially, an artist of his stature with a much needed message.
We need that message. We need the message. All right, so big up yourself, Popcorn. The certification was awarded on Friday, May 16, and it recognizes sales and streaming figures surpassing 200,000 units. All right. It was originally released on March 9, 2018. My Type was produced by KLX and credited to Jelly Bads, Unruly Entertainment, KLX Productions. The song was recorded by Popcorn and Jelly Bads and has since become a fan favorite for its infectious hook, smooth delivery, and signature dancehall energy. You know, I have to pull up the My Type. Hold on, the people. I have to pull it up. Hold on. Yeah, see if you can find this.
Make sure you get the clean version.
You don't know. You don't know because we have to make things child friendly, folks. So, not just that. Hold on a second. When it comes to the music, how is that going to work out on TikTok? Because TikTok was a space where you could play the music. Thank you, Azzy. Where you send it to Azzy? Where you send it to? TikTok. TikTok was a space where you never have to filter your music, censor your music. You could just let the music play. How does that work? Hold on. I'm curious to know how that work out. My Time, Popcorn, where you there, my friend? Okay, clean version. I find the clean version. All right.
YouTube.
No. YouTube. No, I have it found my streaming music platform.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have it found the music platform. Thank you. All right. Okay, I'm gonna mute YouTube.
then after that, it sort of became this detective work of going through all the hundreds of thousands of
Coffee in Tow is an interactive world news podcast, a dynamic and engaging live show that streams across multiple internet radio stations worldwide. This podcast brings you real-time news updates, in-depth analysis, and interactive discussions on global events, making you a part of the conversation no matter where you are. With a diverse range of expert guests and listener participation, it's your go-to source for staying informed and connected to the world. Coffee in Tow is brought to you in part by Lormel Skin Food. Log on to lormelskinfood.com. Discover the range of natural skincare solutions. Indulge in the radiance of natural and organic beauty with the best natural and organic soap bars, whipped soaps, body butters, and oils. All 100% natural products. Lormel Skin Food for a natural, beautiful you. The world's best coffee from our farms to your cup. It's Grand Coffee House.